I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! That's right. Boom. All right, there we go. We back. We back. Just like Mortimer, we are back. But even more than that, y'all don't really know what's going on. Y'all don't know what's going on right now. I got, you know what today is? Do you know what today is? If you're in the chat, do you know what today is? You know, all right, let me give you a hint. Wait, it's an anniversary. Anniversary.
The first thing I do
is run straight to you. My microphone, my anniversary. Anniversary. It's our anniversary. Celebrate! Celebrate! And all the fellas say. And all the ladies say. And all the fellas say. All right, calm down. We got a show to do. All right. What is up? Welcome to Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. Thank you for getting up way too early with me. It's amazing. For the last 52 weeks, we have been your Friday morning wake-up call. We're going to continue that tradition today and every Friday going forward. This show is not, well, you probably already figured it out, but this show is not like other podcasts or live streams or radio shows or anything else you've encountered before. Definitely nothing like anything else you've encountered on YouTube. We talk about fitness-related content from a home gym perspective, and we get your live reactions to the topics that matter to the home gym community all show long. We have guests come in, and sometimes we just react and respond to stuff that I see on the internet that I think is interesting, and sometimes I think it's weird, and I'm like, hey, I need somebody to talk about this with, and that is going to be you guys. I'm John Greaves III. I am the co-founder of Garage Gym Life, and if this is your first time checking out this show, welcome. I promise you're in for a good time today. Here, let me prove it. Here's what's on today's show. In the first hour, which is this one that we're in right now, we're going to have a segment called News and Other Things, where we just talk about different news items that are related to home gym content that I have seen across the internet. Plus, we're going to have a brand new Recliner of Rage, which is our most popular segment. I tell you about stuff that has betrayed me, and it's related to my home gym, basically. And I just tell you guys why I am mad. So I'm going to tell you guys why I'm mad this week. In the second hour, which will be 7 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Central. And more importantly, I think it's going to be like 10 p.m. Japan time. Kevin from HomeGym Gainz is going to be joining the show from Japan to tell us all about setting up a home gym in Japan and what having a home gym in Japan is all about, like what it's like. So I got a ton of questions for Kevin. I cannot wait to have him on. I'm glad that he's going to be here with us. In the third hour, we're going to have React or Respond, watch videos and look at stuff from the internet. And, you know, we'll just respond to it. You know, some of it's funny, some of it's interesting, and some of it's just straight up weird. And that's what we're going to be doing. And then in the final hour, Mike Reed, we're going to go full circle because Mike Reed from Micro Gainz was my first guest when we decided to take the show live. And so he's coming back at the 9 o'clock hour, 9 a.m. Eastern time, which will be 6 a.m. Pacific time. Mike is going to talk about how his brand has grown since he was our first guest. So in the past 365 days, 52 weeks, however you want to look at it, And so that's going to be a good time. So now that you guys know what's going on, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. Let's go say hello to everybody that is in the live chat. Starting at the top, we got my guy Carp from Carp's Gym. He is here. First guy in the building. He said, "Yup, I had to acknowledge that." Let's see here. My guy Carlos from CBS True Consumer Reviews says, "What did you do?" Happy Friday. And he says, "Welcome to the club. The cover charge is press the like button." You dang right. That's right. I need you guys in here. We already got 127 of you watching. All right. So I need 127 likes. Let's start creating good habits now. Okay. Let's start creating good habits now. Okay. Let's see who else is here. My guy Jared Martin is here. He says, "My favorite morning of the week again, man, Jared. This is one of my favorite mornings of the week too." Okay. And that is because of you guys. Let's see here. My guy Jay Bermudez from the West Coast. He's from the left coast, but they think it's the best coast. He says, "Good morning." And he says, "Happy anniversary." Carlos said, You dang right. That's right. That's right. All right. Let's see here. My guy, the Statty Daddy Kurt Locker says, "So I'm late to the party, but I'm right in time for R&B and screaming." That's right. You have arrived just in time for the smooth sounds of R&B and then a little bit of yelling. All right, that's actually a pretty good way to describe the show. A little bit of R&B, a little bit of yelling, but it's a whole lot of fun. My guy Matthew Porter. Matthew, I saw I missed a call from you last night, but I literally saw it last night. Okay, so it was getting ready for me. It was time for me to go to bed. So I'm gonna give you a call after the show is over and hit you up. All right. Or actually, you'll be at work, so I'll shoot you a text. All right. So I apologize for that. Carlos said he's jumping on the treadmill. My guy Jake from Garage Gym Radio. What's up, my man? Got Home Gym Physique in the building as usual. That's right. Everybody is here. We can now begin. Oh, I said 127. I apologize. There are 244 of you watching already. We are barely 5 minutes into the show. I need everybody hit the like button and hit subscribe. Help me out. Trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. You see I'm here lingering along at 43,000. We can't have that. We got to grow. I need to grow, and I can't grow without each and every one of you. So let me give you in exchange, now that we've called the roll, let's go ahead and jump into the important matters of the day. And we're going to start that off with the news and other things. Okay, so news and other things. First news item was actually sent to me by my guy, the aforementioned Jared Martin, and he sent it to me on Instagram. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the first screen share of the day. And I know that's what you guys like. I know how y'all get about the screen shares. So here we go. First screen share of the day. And it's going to be that from Jared. Okay, let's go ahead right there. All right, so it is Tim from Temple of Gains Fitness. What I found interesting about this, I had not seen it. So shout out to you for sending this to me, Jared. This is version 2 of their flat incline decline converging press Smith machine. That's a lot. Okay. Number one, that is one of the longest names I've ever seen for a piece of equipment. That rivals the length of the names for the products from Crandall Fitness. We're going to talk about them a little bit later on. But yeah, I like short names for equipment, but I also understand that sometimes you want to be descriptive because then you kind of avoid questions, but it is what it is. Anyway, so as I said, this is version 2. It has, let me look at some notes here. It's got a laser engraved seat and back pad degree numbering. So there you go right there, I assume. I am curious. So those are engraved. And then laser engraved forward and back position numbering. So you guys just saw that it moves back and forward, right? And so the numbers in fact, you know what? Let's go to, let's see if we can't go to their website real quick. Boom, right there. Share this tab instead. We're just rolling with the technology, okay? The technologically, okay? That's what we're doing. So let's go here. Let's see. Let's see if we can find this thing. Where is this thing at? Was this sucker plate loaded? Is that thing plate loaded? I think so. So let's go plate loaded. Explore. All right, that's fine. Nope, it's not plate loaded. It's selectorized. All right. This is interesting anyway because we get to kind of explore. Oh, what's that? Selectorized standing wrist curl machine. Huh. Everybody say squirrel because I just saw something else. I was looking for something else, but I saw this. That's kind of interesting. It's got some limits now because there's a limit to how much I'm willing to go. $750 for something that pretty much only does two things: wrist curls and reverse wrist curls. But it is interesting looking. Okay, so all right. So now let's look down some more. Where you at? All right, so it wasn't in selectorized. Let's try plate loaded. Chest supported T-bar row, isolateral. All right, that's interesting. There it is. Okay, so it is plate loaded. I was right the first time, and I talked myself out of it. That's a lesson to you all. Never doubt yourself unless you're wrong. All right, so back to the thing. I want to see if they have a close-up of the... Okay, I want to see if they have a close-up of the anything. All right, that's as close as we're going to get. Oh, no, it ain't. All right, so there we go. So these are laser engraved. And then it looks like so that's laser engraved for the seat positioning, so it moves forward and backward. And then it's laser engraved on the when you go incline or decline or flat. Okay, so that's cool. Now I will say to you that, and let's go back here, back to it, back here, right there. All right, what I find most intriguing about this is the converging press aspect of it, because that seems like it kind of mitigates some of what I dislike about Smith machines, and that's the fixed bar path. It doesn't solve it completely, but it looks like it does mitigate it a little bit. So that's an improvement. Since I'm the curious type of person, I want to know how much this particular contraption is. And it is, let's share this tab so you guys can see. So, you know, I'm not making it up. It's on sale apparently right now for $2,399.99. Normally it's $2,499.99. So you're going to save $100 plus shipping. Let's how big is this thing? Okay, that's great. It's all the stuff I already know. Total machine weight 423 pounds. Great. All right, so it's 6.99 inches long. No, 6.99 feet long, by 6.36 feet wide, by 5.74 feet high. So basically, it's 7 by 6.5, and it's a little under 6 feet tall. All right. So now, if it's 7 feet long, you're gonna want to at least have another half a foot to a foot in front or behind, because you got to have room for the plates because it's plate loaded. So you got to have, so like you can't just shove it up against the wall. You got to have room for the plates so that they don't hit the wall. But maybe that's accounted for with the feet. And then you're gonna need about a half a foot to a foot in front, because you don't want somebody to like be walking by and hit your feet while you're benching. And then on the sides, if it's 6.36 wide, you're gonna need another foot on each side. So let's say 8 to 8.36 feet, and that's to allow you to make sure you have enough room to load your plates on there. All right, so that is that. Now, who's ready to spend almost $3,000 on that? Let's go find out. All right. Let's see here. Let's go up here. So, first of all, my guy Jonathan, first of all, he says now they only say congratulations, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you, dude. hey, you were part of building this thing, so I appreciate you. So Carlos said, now that's interesting. And Jared says, this is a good point. He says, imagine making that piece more home gym friendly by rolling your own bench into it so that you cut out a lot of the length. Eric, hey, Eric is in the building. What's up, Eric? All right. Hey, Carlos, look, you know, man. Squirrel. I saw something shiny and I ran to it. And then Jared also says, what about, and then you put like a seal row pad attachment. You make those changes is way more of a possibility because it would still be huge. Yeah, I mean, that's large. That's very large. It's kind of like, by the way, apologies to anyone who was normally watches this on Facebook. So if you know people who normally watch the show on Facebook, for some reason, Facebook and StreamYard are having an argument. And so it is not allowing it to, show on Facebook. So it is what it is. So I'm just going to remove it. I'm going to delete on Facebook right now while I'm thinking about it and save the changes. All right. And now we're only on YouTube. Yay. Okay. So anyway, so what I was saying is that if you know people who like to watch this on Facebook, do me a favor and share the link to this video on Facebook so that people can watch it. There's like 239 of you guys watching right now. So at least one of you go share the link on Facebook. Let people know that they can come over here and check it out, okay? I could, go do that, but then that would take me away from the show, and I don't want to do that. I want to give you guys my full attention. And so Carp said, Temple of No Space. Yeah, man, it's kind of like what I think about like some of the stuff like the Squat Max or the Rhino or anything else. I mean, it's not that this stuff isn't good. It's like you're dedicating a lot of space to a thing. So unless it's something like the Squat Max, which you could use for a lot of different things, that's always a no for me because I don't have one of those palatial huge barn gym. I got a garage gym and space is at a premium. So there's that. Carlos said it looks like a pyramid scheme. Yeah, let's see here. Jared says they may bring one. Oh yeah, that's true. They might have one at HomeGymCon. So it's funny because there is a school of thought. Jared, so you're saying that this is the most multi-purpose piece you found, right? After they commented on a HomeGymCon post, then he went and he browsed the site. So here's the thing: there is a school of thought among home gym owners where the where you want to go, like you want to keep stuff off of the rack. All right. There are some people who say like you don't need to have everything on your power rack. And I agree with that to a certain extent because, and the reason behind it is you want to make it possible for multiple people to use the gym at the same time. So if everything is a rack attachment, then, like just using me and my wife, for example, we have very different training goals. We're at very different places in our fitness journeys. So, and we don't even train the same thing on the same day. So if we were to have everything attached to our rack, it would be impossible for us to train at the same time because we would be in each other's way. So it's a situation that honestly just wouldn't work for us because that's one of both our schedules are very busy. So that's one of the ways we get to spend time with each other, and that, it's by working out together. And so that's not doable. But I also think that you can go too far the other way. I'm not trying to recreate a commercial gym in my house. I know some people like doing that. My guy, Big Ants, Sean Crandall, founder of Crandall Fitness, he basically, both of those guys recreated commercial gyms in their home. My guy from Fit Inc., he did the same thing. There's a bunch of people I can think of who did that. They basically recreated a commercial gym space in their home gym, but I'm not trying to do that. You know what I mean? So there's that. Hey, man, shout out to you, Carlos, man. I appreciate that. He said, I also shared the link on Threads and even X. My man, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. All right, so that is the Temple of Gainz Fitness FID Converging Press Smith machine. And now I need to stop and rest because that was a very long name to say. All right, next item on the menu is American Barbell. I got this in my email inbox, and so that made me go look at this because it reminded me that this was a thing. I knew about it, but it wasn't really a thing, right? And so American Barbell is inviting you. They sent me an email, said they're inviting you to visit them at booth 2423, March 13th through 14th at HFA. Okay. So, and you're saying, hey, what is HFA? I'm glad you asked. All right. So basically, HFA is short for the Health and Fitness Association, which used to be called the International Health Racket and Sports Club Association. Sports club is one word. So it used to be, people who knew about it just called it IHRSA because nobody wanted to say International Health Racket and Sports Club Association multiple times. So IHRSA is now HFA. It's a trade association that basically represents the global fitness and health industry. So, and then the show is basically a conference. So it started as a conference for health and fitness professionals. And then it's like, well, if you're all going to be here, we're going to have a trade show as well, right? And so it's essentially it's like HomeGymCon, but it's more for like salespeople and personal trainers, strength coaches, public or commercial gym managers, people like that, to kind of like connect, collaborate, and you get to kind of see what's out there. So it leans mostly towards the commercial side of things. That doesn't mean that there are not companies there that we would normally associate with the home gym space. So I'll go ahead and let me just I'll go to their site. So this is the list of exhibitors, right? I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just want you guys to see that I thought you guys would find it interesting because there are a lot of companies on there that are you would normally associate with fitness. So American Eagle, all right? The people who make the jeans, all right? American Eagle is there. Let's see here. American Barbell I already mentioned, so they're going to be there. Then let's see here. There is a map for let me see, scroll down. There was Assault Fitness. You guys may know about them. The Aqua Training Bag. Also, Anchor. So I know you guys have seen some content creators making videos about the Anchor training system. Well, there's Anchor, right? So Anchor is going to be there as well. Let's see who else. There's a couple of other ones that I thought. Athletic Business is there. That's really good. So you guys know that my first job out of college was working at a public gym, right? And so we used to get Athletic Business, the magazine. It was like a catalog / magazine, right? So we used to get that, and that's where I would discover things. We also got like Perform Better, which is one of the other exhibitors that's going to be at this event. And Perform Better is actually where I went to their conference. I met Charles Poliquin. For those of you who know who that is or who that was, rest in peace. Charles Poliquin, he's one of the people who started T Nation. He's also one of the first people who brought the idea of having strength coaches writing articles for magazines instead of just bodybuilders, getting their articles ghost written by people who worked at a magazine. And so he was like on the leading edge of the idea of adding science, of checking out scientific studies to see what the validity was for workouts. So I could say, for example, Charles Poliquin, it was one of the pioneers in your field, not the Air Force, but exercise physiology, right? So he was that guy. So anyway, I met him at that, and that's where I actually first saw my first tib bar. Now it was not called a tib bar. It was, and this was 1998, I think maybe. It was not called a tib bar. It was called the DARD, which stood for like Dynamic Axial Radio something loading device, something long like that. But that's where I first saw one. Okay, we actually ended up buying one because I saw it once they explained to me what it was for. I said, "Oh, that makes sense." So I went ahead and I got one, and then I didn't see him again. The company that made him, SPRI, went out of business. I didn't see him again until Knees Over Toes guy collaborated with the Tib Bar guys in Australia to bring it back. But I digress. Anyway, so you guys can see the Body Solid is going to be there. Body Solid has a huge footprint in the commercial gym space. Which is why it was always funny to me that people would tell me when I would do videos talking about Body Solid, they would say, "Oh, yeah, Body Solid has cheap stuff." I'm like, are we thinking about the same company? Because they've got a lifetime warranty. They've been in business for like, at the time, 20 years, and they've got stuff in health clubs all across the world. There's in apartment complexes and all kinds of things. There's no way. So anyway, like I said, so I do not see Bells of Steel there. There's Beaver Fit. Beaver Fit is a brand that makes a lot of stuff for like the military, military gyms, CrossFit style gyms. But I just think it's interesting because I'm going to find that there's a name on here that I saw when I was researching this earlier. And it's one of those companies that you would normally think is like a fly-by-night, it's like a brand that might reach out to you to do a review if you're a content creator and you're like, I never heard of these people. Okay. Before then, so Grainger, if you guys know what Grainger is they basically have like equipment, like tools and equipment and stuff. We got our camera cases from Grainger, from the local Grainger. Gungnir of Norway, you guys probably know about them. Let's see here, Jim Bird. All right. That's a media publishing outlet. But I wanted to show you guys this, right? So, man, where is this thing at? So Echelon, Elico is huge. E-Core is there. Come on. Exerfly. And scroll on down. We're almost there. Junk Brands, Kaiser. They make kind of like cardio stuff. And there's a few cold plunge places. Power Block is going to be there. I know it was here. I know I saw it. A lot of. Come on. Spirit is there. So Spirit is where is the brand of treadmill that I use. There it is. Sunny Health and Fitness. Okay. You would definitely think of Sunny as being like a low budget brand. And yet they are at this event because this is a global fitness conference. So you get people from all across the world coming to this conference, right? And so I just thought it was kind of interesting that to see the mix, for you guys to see the mix of brands that are going to be there, right? Let's see. Let's see here. Oh my God, Odin. Hey, good morning, man. What's up? Yeah, Rep Fitness is going to be there. Bells of Steel is, I did not see them on the list, but Rep Fitness is definitely going to be on there. It's definitely going to be there. I also did not see Rogue Fitness, which is interesting to me because Rogue Fitness is heavily into the commercial side of things, but whatever. Anyway, so you have options if you decide you want to go to this, because like I said, there's a conference, so you get to sit in, listen to, you sit there and look at, you can sit there and listen to speakers. I think this year the speakers, Alex Rodriguez. Yes, that's right. The A-Rod from baseball, not the one from football. And he's going to be keynote speaker. So you get to listen to basically what the current theories are in terms of fitness and health, strength and conditioning. But if you're not into that, you just want to go look at equipment, you can also do that. The cost to attend the show is $75 for 2 days. This does not include hotel. So that is similar to HomeGymCon tickets. All right. I would say as far as going, if I had to pick just one of these to attend between HFA, formerly known as URSA, or HomeGymCon, I would, and if I were not a content creator, which obviously I am, but if I were not a content creator and I'm not any other kind of fitness professional and I had to choose just one, I would go to HomeGymCon because I think it gives you a better chance to spend time talking in depth to the brands. You're also more likely to see smaller companies, especially smaller companies from the United States. And these will, for the most part, it'll be brands that focus on the home gym space. So you get to talk to them. They'll let you try stuff out, see how you like it. I just think that it's I've been to, like I said, trade shows of different kinds. And I just think that HomeGymCon is, if you're trying to make a decision, you're like, oh, I only got enough money to go to one. It is Vegas. Okay. It is Vegas. I will say that. But I would rather go to HomeGymCon. I've been to Vegas multiple times, and I personally would rather go to HomeGymCon. You go to Vegas any other time. Okay. So that's what I think. So got a question about the Fringe Sport Dane. Looks like Carp has already answered it. I will tell you that I hope they have it at HomeGymCon. It does look like a really cool piece. But I will say to you what I just said in reference to the Temple of Gains thing. If you want to work out, if you want to set up your home gym, Jay, so that you and somebody else can work out in there, you need to remember that the Dane is set up so that everything happens on the Dane. Okay, so yes, it's got a functional trainer on there. You and your son probably won't have any trouble working out together. But if, let's say, you, your son, and your wife want to work out at the same time, then you're going to have issues if that's the only kind of cable machine that you have, because she may be using the cable machine and you and your son decide y'all want to bench. You're going to be in each other's way. That's the only thing I see. I could be wrong about that, but that's the big thing that I've seen about rack-mounted functional trainers. They're great if you're the only one who trains in your home gym. And besides that, Carp said, rumor is they're going to come out with a version 2, so you might want to hold off. I will say that, and then, yeah, I'm a big fan of Body Solid J. I would say that if it came down to it and you were going to get a functional trainer, then the Body Solid, the GPR is going to be shorter. So if you're, and I mean significantly shorter, it's only 82 inches tall, right? So even if you're not tall, once you think about the fact that if you decide you want to do pull-ups on it, you're going to have to bend your legs, or else your feet are going to hit the floor, right? But that's like the only negative to me. Also, I wasn't able to do, I don't think, I couldn't do presses inside the rack, like standing, like shoulder presses inside the rack with a barbell, because my arm's going to hit this is just from me remembering seeing it at HomeGymCon. Yeah, you might hit the thing, but they have what they call the SPR, and that's a taller piece. So you've got more height options for the SPR. It's the same thing as the GPR. And at HomeGymCon, we actually, in fact, the video of me seeing it at HomeGymCon is on the channel. I'll put the link, and you can see like I'm like this right there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like it because the height is there. Also, one thing I like about Body Solid is where they run the cable, the termination point for the cable for their functional trainer, which is called the GPR FT or the GPR FTS, is great because it's one of the few functional trainers where it doesn't interfere with the bar path or the J hooks when you set them up if you want to do like squats or anything like that inside the rack. All right, so that's the end of that. And let's see here. Carp said, I wish they make one that had a low row in the back middle. And my guy Matt from the UK says, good morning, USA. Happy Liftiversary. What's up, man? Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being part of making this show a success all year long. We're going to keep it going. We're picking up speed. We're not even slowing down. All right. So 6:34. Let's keep on going. And speaking of HomeGymCon, you guys need to get your tickets before the price goes up. So the current price for HomeGymCon is, let's see here, and HomeGymCon.com. Current ticket price for HomeGymCon is $70-something, I think. Boom, right there. Yes, current price. So if you're just going to go to the expo, obviously, because we don't have a conference. There's not going to be a conference at HomeGymCon at this time, but it's just an expo. So you get $77.99 will get you into the expo for both days. Now, if you want to do like both Friday, just Friday, then the price goes down to just $40. Or obviously, or just Saturday, the price is $40, right? That does not include your hotel, but you should be able to still get a discount rate at the Galt House, which is the hotel that is connected to HomeGymCon. I do not have an affiliate link or affiliate code, but I do want you guys to be there because, drum roll please, I want you guys to be there because we are planning on doing this show live at HomeGymCon again. We did it live at HomeGymCon last in 2024. We're planning on doing this show live again at HomeGymCon, and I want all of you guys to be in the audience, like in person. That would be the most awesome way to meet all of you guys who are in the chat right now. So I would love it if all of you guys could be there in person at HomeGymCon. The goal is to make Jake, so there's 481 people watching right now. I want all 481 of you to be there in the audience. The goal is to make Jake have to give us a bigger room because there's so many people, right? We'll be doing interviews with brands that day, just like we did last year. And here's the big one, if we get enough people to commit to attending the live show, I'm going to do some giveaways. All right. So I need to know how many people are going to be there so I can start collecting to make sure that there are enough prizes. Right. We may do like a raffle ticket option, but I would love it if I could, if we could give everybody who comes to the live show something. Right. It also would be a good time if you guys wanted to get like your mugs and all that kind of stuff there. That would be a really good time to do that because you're right there, right? There's no shipping or anything else like that. So step one, get your tickets for HomeGymCon. Number two, get a hotel room so you're not sleeping outside. But then start letting me know if you're going to be there and if you're going to come to the live show so maybe we'll get like a sign-up list or something like that. So I can have an idea how many people are going to be there because I think it would just be awesome to meet everybody who watches the show and enjoys the show at HomeGymCon for, and then the show happens. So it doesn't interfere with the expo. So we all hang out and then we get to go to the expo before everybody else because we're up and they're not. So there you go. The show ends about 30 minutes before the expo doors open. All right. So I think autocorrect got you, Carp. He said one thing about Miley Cyrus is I think their racks are shorter. Yeah. So I'm going to try to translate what the Siri probably thought you said. All right. No, I'm not talking to you. Stop it. See, now she's listening to me. I'm assuming you said body solid. So yeah, so you're saying I think their racks are shorter. I would probably want at least a 90-inch rack if I can do it. That is what I was talking about. The GPR is 82 inches tall. The SPR has a 90-inch rack option. And the other thing I like about Body Solid is, yes, I saw them at HomeGymCon, but I had seen them before because they have a local Body Solid dealer. Yeah, I know you said Body Solid. I just wanted to laugh at. I just want to make fun of you a little bit. They have a local Body Solid dealer here. All right, so I was able to check out the GPR in person, and then Freedom Fitness Equipment has one. Or they have them. So I was able to check it out when I was there and I actually tested out some of my current attachments to see if they fit. They did. And then, like I said, I saw them at HomeGymCon side by side and it was there. So it's a very affordable piece. So I keep on telling people, if you don't know what you want, go with Body Solid because you'll be able to go check it out in person. All right. Jared, are you ready to go? For that thing we talked about, go ahead and start getting set up. Jake said we'll find a great spot. Yeah, man. I mean, I really want to make this happen. So I think it'd be awesome. Let's see here. So Matt says he's not going to make it. So I'll try to find a GoFundMe next year and compete and meet everyone. I mean, look, dude, the fact of the matter is, because I want to visit England too, and it's one of those things where you just basically got to set a little bit of money aside every month, and then you got the money for the ticket. All right. Okay, I see. Okay, I got you, Jared. All right, so let's move on into the next thing. In fact, this is perfect time. So today's show is sponsored once again by Bob and Brad. You need to check it out. I've got a lot of you guys are probably familiar with it, and if you're watching the show last week, you probably saw this. So I've got their X6 Pro massage gun. I've had it for about a week. This is it right here. And let's see. In fact, I used it last night to work out some knots in my hip before I went to bed, and I'm going to be using it again today because I'll be squatting. So, and I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan of all of the Bob and Brad massage guns. I've used several of them. So it comes with several attachments. You guys can see right here all the attachments. I use this one. This is the bullet head. This is kind of like to simulate a thumb digging into your into whatever muscle you're working on. And that's actually what I used last night. But my favorite one is this. I forgot what they call it, but this is the one I like because it gives you a couple of pressure points, and then it does also have this hot cold head, and that is a very nice touch. So we have an affiliate link that I need you guys to use, because that way Bob and Brad will know that we're actually doing that is actually worthwhile to continue to support the show. So I need you guys, just do me a favor, click that link, go check it out. This is the link right here. I'm posting in the live chat. I will also post it in the video description. You guys can go there, you support the show, and get one of what I consider to be the best massage guns. And I'm also going to give you a discount code because everybody loves a little bit of money off. And let's throw that right here. So just put the discount code in the live chat. You use that discount code Bob and Brad X6E10, and you will save, I believe, 10% off the purchase price. So there you go. All right. We have successfully made it on time. Look at that. We are 3 minutes early. We're rolling. All right. And we have now reached the portion of the show where we're going to pause and, reflect. No, absolutely not. What we're going to do is cancel all the joy, because that's enough joy. It is time for some rage. Look at you, Theo and Wyatt. Hey, what's up? All right, I want to introduce you guys to my backup singers, Theo and Wyatt. What's up? How you guys doing?
Good.
All right, are you ready for some rage? There you go. I like that energy. All right, here we go. It's the recliner of rage. Recliner of rage, because he's not happy. That's right. Hey, man, you guys give me life. I absolutely. That's right. Oh, sing it. Hey, look at that. Sing it.
Mr. John, let's do that one more time.
Heck yeah, let's go. Ready?
Get ready.
All right, you ready? All right. It's the recliner of rage. Recliner rage.
Because he's not happy.
That's right, because he's not happy. My man. That's my guy, man. Dude, I'm going to tell you that when your dad sent me the video of you singing, I tell you, I got so happy. I actually showed it to the guys who were singing in the original video, and you got us all motivated, all right? So I appreciate you guys for encouraging me, because I play it every time I get a little depressed or discouraged, and it always makes me motivated, all right? So thank you so much. Now you guys have I don't know if you're about to go grab some cereal or whatever, but go ahead and have your day, and we're about to crash out because we're mad. All right? Peace out, guys. Thank you.
Wait,
Say bye. Wait, bye.
Bye. Peace out. All right. Those are my dudes right there, all right? Those are my dudes, all right? You know what? The show budget, you didn't know the show budget allowed for backup singers, all right? And it really doesn't, to be honest with you. It really doesn't. But we make it work. We make it work. All right, so let's see. So today's Recliner Rage is dedicated to every YouTube fitness content creator who doesn't have their current email address listed on their YouTube channel. I know you're saying, why does that make you mad? Well, I get sick of seeing. All right, so first of all, I watch a lot of stuff, and then I'll see, somebody else like, oh, in fact, that's actually how I got the first guest that we have on today. That's how I got him, because I was browsing the internet and I saw him. It was Kevin, HomeGymCon. I said, oh, what's this? I checked it out, right? Then I immediately reached out to him. I said, I got to get this guy on the show. All right, so I do that all the time, right? Because I don't want to just keep on interviewing the same people, right? And I get so sick of seeing new content creators, I want to, even if they're just somebody who's like a product reviewer, maybe their personal, whatever their fitness thing is, they're in the home gym space. And I say, okay, well, I'm going to send them a contact email. They look interesting. Let me see if I can get them on the show. And then I find out they don't have their contact information on there, right? There is a section. You go to the About section, click About, and you scroll down, and it'll tell you how long the channel's been around. It'll tell you who owns the channel. It may give you a website, and it has an email address, contact information for business inquiries. You can set it up so that it filters out spam. But come on, man. I'm trying to book you on the show, especially if you're a smaller channel. I'm trying to book you on a show, expose you to my audience, and you got me like being a detective. Let Batman be the world's greatest detective, not me. Okay? Why are you gonna make me hunt you down? Why are you gonna make me hunt you down? I'm trying to help you. I mean, yeah, it helps me out too, because then I get content. But still, why are you making it so hard to help you? Why are you making it so hard to help you? Additional Rage, by the way, since I'm mad anyway, Additional Rage is dedicated to all the content creators who have an email address listed, but the email address is wrong. That's right, but it's wrong. How do you know your own email address? Like literally, how do you not know your own email address? And don't tell me, well, I don't email myself. Shut up. You set up an email address. Periodically, you're going to check it. And if you happen to check your email and you notice after a while that you're not even getting spam, then obviously something's wrong. If you're not even getting spam, that means your email address is messed up and you need to correct it. Unless you don't want people to collaborate with you and help your business grow. But I know that's not it, because I see a lot of these same people complaining that nobody wants to collaborate with them because we can't get in touch with you. We can't get in touch with you. Look, when I started this, not this show, I'm talking about when I started Garage Gym Life, I was a pest. I reached out to everybody. All right? Everybody. Because law averages. You reach out, the more people you reach out to, the more chances you get for somebody to say yes. And I made sure to set up easy ways to contact me in case anybody, to be honest with you, wanted to collaborate with me. As a result, I've done collaborations with tons of people who you wouldn't expect, and my channel has benefited from it. Get your lives together. Get your lives together. I mean, that's just, you try to help people. You try to, okay, calm down. Take a breath. You don't need no high blood pressure, plus you got a whole show to do. So just calm all the way down. That's better. Okay. All right, I'm listening to myself. I'm listening to myself. All right, let me calm down. First of all, shout out to Coach Carp, man. I greatly appreciate you, Carp, for the super chat. He says, coffee for the kiddos. I'm not sure that Jared wants his kids drinking coffee. They seem to be a fairly energetic bunch based upon what I've seen in the videos on his Instagram. And I'm not certain that giving them coffee is the right approach to keeping them manageable. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I do appreciate that money. And Jared, when I run into your kids, if they're allowed to have a slushie or something, because I'm assuming I might see them at HomeGymCon. If not, we'll work it out. But Tell your kids I owe them whatever their favorite drink is. I don't know what it is, but you'd have to let me know. I owe them each whatever their favorite, one drink of whatever their favorite drink is, and it's provided by Coach Carp, okay, from Carp's Gym YouTube channel. All right, so there you go. So Carp, thank you so much for the support. Joyce Vodre, what's up? She said, happy anniversary. Thank you so much, Joyce. You know what? I should play the song again, shouldn't I? I should play the song just because you said that. Let's go. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. We got to calm. You're getting out of control, Joyce. You're getting out of control. All right. Let's see here. Said maybe it's an iPhone warrior like me, limited without a computer. Look, I understand your situation, and now you got me thinking about what happened earlier this week. I showed my wife, by the way, before you yeah, I showed my wife, and we had a good, you are a boy, but we had a good laugh at your expense, okay? And in fact, I wouldn't, look at it this way. I wasn't laughing at you, although I was laughing and remembering the times when I've done stuff that's kind of not going the way it was supposed to. I remember I was in the middle of a live stream and my sound cut off. And it's funny because I was live streaming with Joe Gray and Adam from Garage Gym Lab, and I was talking trash. I know that's hard for y'all to believe, but I was talking trash, and right in the middle of me talking trash, my sound cut off. It turned out that my at the time I had a battery on the mic, and the mic had died. The battery had died. So yeah, there's a lot of. So although I am laughing at you, it's not because I've never done anything, but yeah. So that being said, and I understand YouTube Studio is best done with some sort of computer. It's not designed. YouTube is not designed to be done with a phone because YouTube predates mobile phones that were actually mini computers. Yes, we had cell phones when YouTube came out, but they were nothing like what's going on now. And they just don't see any reason. They're already successful. They don't see any reason to change, I guess. Although I did get an invite to the YouTube Vertical Live boot camp, which I may or may not attend because they are trying to kind of make up for whatever might happen with TikTok. So yeah. Yeah, Jace, I remember you saw it, Jay. He was like, I was confused. I wasn't sure about, is this behind the scenes? And what is this? I know, right? Hey, and look, this little side note, right? So I saw it, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning when I saw this video on Carp's YouTube channel, right? So I was like, I gotta save my guy. I gotta throw my guy a lifeline, right? So I started, I sent him a text explaining what was going on. I said, hey, man, I don't know if we were supposed to see this. And I had the link. And I said, I don't know if we were supposed to see this, but it's definitely out there, right? And then I was like, but he's not going to see this because he's definitely asleep, right? So then I did the call and hang up thing that, you used to do, like when you're a kid, you're trying to call like your girlfriend or something, but you don't wake up her parents or whatever. So you call over there and hang up. And you hoping that she remembers that y'all said y'all were going to talk on the phone. So she remembers to grab the phone real quick. Okay. Yeah. Y'all didn't do that? That was just me? Okay, whatever. Anyway, but like I said, so I called and I'd hang up, and I was like, if I just call, let it ring one time and hang up, then wait a little bit, call, let it ring, hang up, real fast. Maybe I won't wake his wife up. I'll wake him up, right? And yeah, they didn't work. He didn't see it till in the morning, but whatever. He found it, and he took it down. He said that's why I said it's not as easy. Yeah, it is definitely. YouTube is not easy, man. People think that doing YouTube stuff, it's easy to do YouTube. It's not easy to do YouTube correctly. Let's just say it like that. Carp said it is the slush fund. Hey, look, Carp, and actually, while we're talking about this, would you guys do me a favor? I feel like we're all cool enough me and all 594 of you, we're cool enough that I can ask you for a favor. I want to get Jared Martin asked me if I could get Rep Fitness to come on the show. So I reached out to Rep Fitness, and they basically said it was like the Instagram equivalent of hold up, wait a minute. So I was like, well, okay. So in fact, let me go back and see how long it's been since I reached out to them. It was definitely before the new year. All right, so here we go. So in fact, yeah, all right, let's go. I'm trying to make sure. All right, so you know what? I will not, because there's something on here in the that that doesn't need to be public. So I'll just tell you guys what it says. So basically, their answer. This is November 8th of 2024, and I said, hey, I looked at your website for your media relations contact, trying to schedule to have Adam, who I interviewed at HomeGymCon. I said, or maybe even Ryan or Shane. Those are the owners or founders of Rep. So I want to get them, on my show. There is community and there's interest among my viewers. So they were like, well, I'm not sure if we have anyone available. Have you talked to somebody before this? And I said, well, I interviewed Adam at HomeGymCon, but I haven't talked to anybody about this particular idea. No. And I said, look, I've had other people on. This is all paraphrasing, right? I said, I've had other people on. I've had Kayvon from Bells of Steel. I had him on twice. I had Peter from Fringe Port. I've had other people on. And so my viewers asked if I could get someone from Rep Fitness on, because some of them have a fair amount of your products and they have questions about what you guys offer. So the upshot of it is they said they were going to pass my information along to the partnerships team. And they said, as a heads up, they were pretty booked out through the end of 2024. They're not starting anything new till 2025. And I said, look, just to be clear, I'm not asking you to send me anything. I just want to book a 45-minute interview with somebody who can answer questions about your products. So then they gave me the email address for their rep, no pun intended. And so then I sent an email to that person, and I have heard nothing back. So it is now the first of the year. So what I need you guys to do is go on the Rep Fitness Instagram, and I'll pick out one of their and just, well, if you know somebody at Rep Fitness, ask them to come on my show. If you or if you don't know anybody there, go ahead and go on their Instagram and just put a comment and just start asking them, hey, you guys need to go on Garage Gym Life's morning show. All right. That has actually worked before. I got Scott McDonald from Body Solid to come on the show because you guys reached out and we picked out one of their posts, and he agreed to come on the show. So I just want to do that again because I really do want to talk about Rep Fitness and have them come on here. Okay. So Dr. Michael Brantley, what's up, my man? He said, congrats on the first year. Thank you so much, man. Hey, so this is actually, I'm glad you jumped in the chat, because a lot of times, so like we've got about 500, a little under 600 people, so 599 people, right, watching. And I'm like, hey, hit the like button. And you'll look on here and it'll be like, well, you got over 500 people watching. So like right now, we've got almost 600 people watching and 93 likes. Okay. So, that's not cool. Right. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of times people don't think about it, or they're watching on there. Like Michael watches, he'll have me on his TV in the gym. He's working out. So he's not going to stop to go mess with his TV to click the like button. Right. So I do understand that. But I do ask that if you are in that situation, you come back around after your workout is done and just click that like button for me. Because like I said, I've said it multiple times, I am trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. And part of how that works is you guys hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, you hit subscribe. Okay. But just hit the like button so that YouTube will see, the algorithm will see that engagement, and then they will show it to more people. So I do appreciate all you guys' support with that. Let's see. Let me go ahead and hide that. Go back to the comments right here. And let's see. Okay. Carlos is there multitasking. He said, I'm watching you on my TV and I'm chatting on my phone with the gang. Yeah, but you know what? You're a veteran of this. All right, you've been here for a minute, so you know how it works. All right, a lot of people, especially if this is their first time watching the show, Carlos. Number one, they're not accustomed to the idea that I'm actually talking to real people. Somebody's watching on replay and it looks like I'm talking to myself. Right? Like, who's he talking to? You don't even have any guests, right? But they don't realize that there's actually a lot. If you're watching on replay, if you were to watch live, you would be able to be part of the live chat. There are many more conversations going on than the ones that I'm pulling up. Some of them, people are asking questions about home gym equipment. They're talking to each other. There's all kind of stuff going on. It is one of the coolest things. Eric Eccles is apparently sitting there making bread. You know, there's a lot going on. All right. So it is a lively community that we're building here. And so you definitely, if you're watching on replay, you definitely want to swing back around, circle, spin the block, and watch us live next Friday or the first Friday you get a chance. Just turn on live, and you don't have to watch the entire thing. That's another thing that's different about the show. You don't have to watch the entire thing. You put it on in the background and just do what you're normally doing. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if you got to jump out for something to go to work or something like that, come back later. A lot of people do that. All right. The show is, like I said, it's a lot of fun and you won't be disappointed. All right. Now there's a conversation going on about Eric making bread. All right. Y'all don't understand. Eric's a cool. He's using that slang. Say, I mean, I'm working. He said, but they thought he was actually making like bread. And to be fair, so did I. I understand, man. Get your bread, Eric. Get your bread. All right. It is now 7:01. Shout out to the Central Time Zone. Thank you guys for being here. And do me a favor, since you're here anyway. I've been going through all of this saying, that I wanted you to don't just watch. So I'm going to say it to you again. Hey, I don't want you to just watch this video. I need you to like, subscribe, and if you're already a subscriber, I want you to join our channel for 99 cents a month so you can help us improve YouTube for the home gym community. Okay, back to the video. All right. So like, subscribe, and now we also got to give a shout out to our sponsors because this segment is sponsored by this segment, our guest or whatever, while we wait for our guest Kevin to come on, be sure to check out ion.com. They're one of the sponsors for the show today. So I'll let you guys go ahead and hear from them now. All right, so that is it. That's the Ion weighted vest. I know I've been talking about it quite a bit, but I've never actually, we checked out their website, but I didn't really do a good job of showing you guys what it looked like because this vest, I keep telling you, it's one of the best looking weighted vests on the market. And unlike other weighted vests where kind of like the weight of the vest is the point of the workout, what I like about these are they fit well, they look good enough to wear outside of workouts, but they also increase your daily calorie burn without huge alterations to your schedule. So essentially you are able to, let's say, like you guys saw in the video, let's say you're going to be lifting weights, right? You're lifting weights. Well, you go ahead and you put the vest on, and now you just increase the metabolic cost of that session. So, to me, it's a complete win-win. And if you guys will use code GarageGymLife at checkout when you go to ion.com, you will save 10% and you'll be supporting this channel. Okay, so let me reach out to Kevin real quick, make sure that everything's all good on his end over there in Japan. I just sent him a message to make sure that he's good to go. And we will, while we wait for him, we'll go ahead and we will slide on to the next segment. All right. So we're going to let's go into React Respond. And actually that works because the first clip is from someone who I was just talking to, and that's Dr. Michael Brantley. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go into his clip here. I think it's funny. I'm going to go ahead and play the audio for it as well, okay? So share screen. Turn my sound on.
Calories that you're burning, doing the different workouts that you're doing. You got the treadmill and the stepper that's pumping out at time, and you can put the watch. So you got two choices to choose from on which, calories that are burning. Normally we pick the highest one. And you just be standing in front of the refrigerator with the door open, knowing you're not hungry, talking about you bored. Stop doing that, bro. Real. 10 times out of 10 is what you eat, man. I be seeing you, bro. I be seeing you. And other folks don't. You know what I mean? You do an announcement of what you're going to do, what you're going to change, then you post it so everybody can see the announcement. The problem is behind that phone, I see you. The son sees you. The girl sees you. You got to make those two match up. They got to align. You can't just focus more on one, knowing you're not putting in everything that you need to do in order to get that outcome.
Mike is my best friend. Well, two peas in a pod.
All right. So there you go. So what I thought, no. So Michael said, my craziness, my bad, man. To be honest with you, I love that because I do quite a lot. If you guys heard the self-talk I give myself, sometimes people would interpret it as extremely negative. I don't see it that way, right? To me, I'm more like, look, straight up, I know myself better than anyone else. I know what I'm capable of. I know when I'm not giving my all. I know, pretty much I know, am I doing what I could? And I can tell in those situations what I need. I can be fairly honest with myself. Which is important if you're going to do the self-talk, because there is a danger in you being too hard on yourself, just like there's a danger in kind of letting yourself slide. And I'll also say that a lot of high achievers talk to themselves. Think about, like, I don't know if you guys watch basketball, right? And you watch somebody go up to the free throw line. A lot of times you see them talking to themselves, right? Well, that's self-talk. I used to talk to myself before I would get in the ring back when I was kickboxing. I talked to myself before I get on the platform for a lift, for an attempt when I was powerlifting, right? So that's self-talk as well. But for that to be effective, I found that I need to practice it in my home gym. So I do that with myself. I actually did it when I was in boot camp. Okay. When I was in boot camp at Paris Island, I talked to myself a lot. And I think that there's a difference between how high achievers talk to themselves and how people who consistently underachieve talk to themselves. Because somebody who consistently underachieves is going to give themselves a pass. It's not my fault. They can't really expect me to do this. I mean, does that make sense to you guys? You know what I'm saying? Does that kind of like make sense? Like and I mean, Mike, if you want to chime in and give some comments on that too, that's to expand on that, you feel free. Go ahead, throw them in the chat. But that's the big thing for me. It's like, oh, hey, thank you for your service, man. Yeah, I knew that you had been in the Navy. Based upon, because I went through your Instagram after you mentioned me, and then I started following you. I went through your Instagram. So yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like one of those things. Is like, you got to know how to talk to yourself, because you're the only one who truly knows if you're underachieving or not. You got all these, think about it like you got goals and you haven't achieved them year after year after year. You're the only one that knows if you really put in the effort. You're the only one who knows, like, if there's something else going on, your friend. I mean, yes, I'm not discounting the value of community. I'm not discounting the value of having people around you who can hold you accountable. I'm not discounting any of that. But I am saying that you need to be able to sometimes sit yourself down and have an honest conversation with you, right? You need to be able to have an honest conversation with you. Like, am I really doing what I need to do in order to get where I really want to be, get to where I really want to be? And in order to become who I really want to be, because that's important too. So let me, if you guys do like motivational self-talk to yourself, motivational self-talk, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let me know. If you are watching on replay, put it in the comment section. If you are listening on Podbean, do me a favor, come over to YouTube and just throw some comments on this video. So the video link is in the Podbean description, so that you can come directly to the video and add your comments to the conversation, because I want to hear from you. So Michael says, who knows us better than us? We got to call ourselves out sometimes. We know our hot buttons, what drives us, all of it. 100%. And you also know when it's time to give yourself grace. You know what I mean? You're like, I can't believe I lost that race. Well, your foot was broken. Come on now. All right? I can't believe I didn't win the 5K. You had a broken foot. All right? So you know when the give and take is there. But I'm just saying, if you guys have never used that, sometimes the motivation you're looking for from external sources like music or whatever, sometimes I invite you to try it. Cut off the music and just kind of guy I really respect a lot, Richard Hawthorne, pound for pound, one of the strongest people in the world, at 140 pounds. He had a over 600-pound deadlift. And he said he didn't use pre-workouts, and a lot of times he didn't even work out with music. He said, because you need to learn how to train your will, train your willpower. And so this is an important part of that. You know, you get to, become your own motivational speaker. That's what I'm encouraging you guys to do. All right, let's move on to the next thing. So this one is a bit different. All right. Story time with Grandpa. It is this. All right. So you guys remember the swing arms situation that happened with Kaizen DIY and Vendetta, and I believe Rory's company, Rohrman Strength, was involved in this as well, and with PRX. So the lever arms, rather. Well, when I saw that, I think somebody mentioned Crandall Fitness, but Crandall Fitness definitely wasn't part of the conversation. Sean didn't get invited to that PRX Vendetta Kaizen Peace Conference. So when I saw the thing happen, I first found out about it. I actually called Sean and I was like, hey man, I'm just gonna let you know what's going on, because I remember that he already had the Crandall Fitness swing arms, which are his version of the lever arms, right? And so he sent me a DM yesterday. I know some of you guys saw this on Instagram. So let me go ahead and just pull this up now. This is his swing arms. Let's go ahead and share a screen real quick. All right, so these are the Crandall Fitness free motion adjustable swing arms. This is from December 21st of 2023. That's an old video, okay? And he had already so that video was posted on December 21st, 2023. But it's a repost of a video that he had posted a while back, right? So he even says in the comments, it's an oldie video, but a goodie. Patent pending free motion swing arms. And so that's them right there. All right. And I'm not going to scroll all the way back to just show, how long ago he had his stuff, because that's not relevant. Instead, what is relevant is You guys can see he sent me a DM last night, 7:20 p.m. He said, so Sean will start conversations, like he'll just resume the conversation from wherever we left off, right? What's funny about that is he and I have talked about multiple things since we had the conversation about the swing arms. So I was like, what are you talking about, right? So he said, hey, patent has been approved. Letters for licensing are on their way. And he said he's emailed and text. He sent emails and texts to Rep Fitness, Rogue, Titan, Fringe Sport, and PRX. So my answer was the patent for what? Because like I said, I did not remember. And it is a patent. His patent has been approved for his free motion swing arms. So a lot of you guys know more about the patent process than me, but what I will tell you is that you can't get a patent on something unless it is either the first of its kind or it is uniquely different enough from everything else out there like it for the U.S. Patent and Trade Office to not see a conflict of interest. Okay? So Sean was able to get the patent, and he said see here. It's funny because, no, that's not it. It's funny because when he sent me that, I said, oh, he said ours. So Sean said ours came before PRX. And he said I filed my patent and it covers the PRX design. And I said, okay, so you're not only protected from being sued, but now you can sue if anybody infringes on your design. And he said they already infringe. What I like about Sean's approach, though, is he said he doesn't want to sue anybody. He said, I would rather just sell the rights to produce it and distribute it to the highest bidder. And I asked anybody, I get DMs from people all the time, and you guys never hear about it because I don't tell you because I try to keep stuff confidential. But I asked Sean if this was confidential. He said, no, he already posted on Instagram. He said he was fine with me bringing it up in the show. But he said he sent messages to Titan Fitness, to Rep Fitness, to Rogue Fitness, and to Fringe Sport because his swing arms were first. Okay. So, and let's see here. All right. So the thing, I think I'm trying to be careful about how I say this. I think that the value in this compared to like what happened with Mario from 4-6 Fitness and the situation he's got with Darko is, to me, it would have been awesome sometimes I think you should find reasons to collaborate instead of compete. Let's say it like that. Because, and in fact, let's see here. So Joyce is a perfect example. So they've got the Freedom 6 product, right? And it is patented. Rather than somebody just stealing their idea and then Joyce and Michael have to go sue them in court, they are also looking for somebody to distribute their product, right? And that to me is the ultimate thing. It's like, I have an idea. It's a great idea, but maybe I don't have the resources to mass produce it. You've got a company that can mass produce stuff and you got the resources. What you don't have is my idea. Instead of cutting me out, why not collaborate with me like Fringe Sport did with Emily about the booty box? You give, and so they're giving her like basically like a royalty or whatever. It's not quite a royalty fee, but basically she's getting compensated whenever somebody buys one. If they use her link, she's going to get compensated for it, right? That's the deal they set up. So what I'm saying is, to me, what Sean is doing is the way I wish and I hope. And I know, Jake, if you're still watching, I'd love to hear your feedback on this too. That to me is the ideal solution. So that's a version of what happened with Mutant Metals. First, Rogue infringed on him. Then they ended up collaborating with him. And I'm like, why not just collaborate with them in the first place? Because if everybody just starts suing everybody, and you get everybody from the Home Gym Discord just gets up in arms selectively because they have selective rage. They only get mad when it's somebody who they know that they think is being taken advantage of, quote unquote. Then But instead of having that, why not say, hey, you're loyal to, we're going to work with you on this product, kind of like Titan and the Squat Max. That's another example I just thought of. All right. We're going to work with you to produce this product, and we'll make sure that you get compensated. Now you could go to your community and say, hey, look, you guys supported me all this time. Hey, we made it. Now you can buy the product. Probably the price will be cheaper or whatever. There'll be some advantage. You can get it from this place, right? Everybody benefits. Instead of all the negative weirdness that happens when people are like, hey, you just copied so-and-so. And look, I get upset when somebody copies something that I'm doing from a content creation standpoint without giving me credit for having the first person. You know, I remember one time I was watching, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but here's an example of what I'm talking about. I remember watching somebody they were a guest on a show, and they said, and the person said, you know, thank you for taking time out to be here. And the guest on the show, who I had interviewed, right? I was the first person to ever interview this guest. The guest says to the podcast host, yeah, man, thank you, because nobody ever interviews me. Nobody ever has me on their show. And I just happened to see it. I just happened to see the episode. I said, oh, so I'm listening to it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I interviewed you. In fact, I've talked to you twice. So I don't like that stuff. So I can't be intellectually honest and say that I don't like that, but then discount it when somebody else gets upset because they create a product and somebody just takes their design. So I'm being sensitive about that, okay? But I'm just saying that there's a better way to go about it than just kind of like us having like internet wars, right? And to me, the best thing that a big brand could do for themselves is to tap in to small creators who have ideas, because that way you keep your brand on the cutting edge. You don't have to sink a whole ton of money into it, but what's peanuts to a big brand would be an astronomical amount of money to somebody who's just slaving away in their garage trying to get it done, you know, on their hustle, trying to get stuff done. So that's just you know, that's just what I think. You know, so anyway, there's that. I do not know what happened to Kevin. I hope he's okay. But I will reach back out to him when the show is over. I apologize to you guys who were hoping to see him. Like I said, I hope he's all right. And I don't know if you know, what's going on with him, but I will reach out when the show is over and maybe we can reschedule him. Anyway, let's see here. All right, so going in order, Jay said, I sent the idea to Bells of Steel for a rotating knurled handle on kettlebells with the ability to adjust tension from free spin to full lock. So he says, so if you see it in the future, they're clowns. I'm like, well, you look like you're getting pre-mad. Like, you can't get mad ahead of time. I'm positioning my rage, getting it ready to activate. Okay, rotating knurled handle on kettlebells. Okay. All right. Well, hey man, I hope they take advantage of it and they and you're able to. I hope that you're able to one day buy a limo with a vanity plate with a rotating kettlebell handle because you made it big because of that. Just when you make it big, don't forget the little guys like me. All right. So Jake said, I don't know if collaboration was needed with 4-6, but more mutual respect would have gone a long way. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, so Mario, I mean, you obviously interviewed him, so you know this as well. But Mario had another business. So he had he had manufacturing in place. So I think that there would have been an opportunity for him to cooperate with Darko to maybe, I don't know, in terms of keeping the quality high, keep the quality high, but maybe reduce the cost to produce the product. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I agree. A little bit of mutual respect. Because I remember I asked him, I said, hey, man, you need to go in the Home Gym Discord. The first time I interviewed him, I said, you need to go in the Home Gym Discord. He said, I've been in there and they talk bad about me. I said, I get it. I said, but go in there. They don't know you. Go in there and let them get to know you so they know you're not just some fly by night that's just swinging by to just take from our community. And once they get to know you, you'll be okay. But, you know, it was at the point where I guess it had just gone too far. You know, they weren't willing to pull back. And you've got some people who basically that's their hill to die on. Because I even saw some of the comments on your video when I watched it, your original interview with him when I watched it. And I also saw the comments in the reaction video. And some people they're just determined to be mad, even though they're not mad about every single. Let's just go with this. A lot of people are fans of Massonomics, right? And when Massonomics came out with the drink spotter, think of how many people decided they were just going to 3D print their own cup holder. Had no intention of ever making anything like that in the past. But as soon as they saw Massonomics came out with it and that it was popular, they immediately decided to 3D print cup holders and then had the nerve to say, support a small business. Who cares that we're copying an idea, right? Now, and I'm talking about the ones specifically whose designs looked just like plastic versions of the drink spotter. Some of you guys know I had a cup holder design that I was working on, a rack mounted cup holder design that I was working on. It actually had the same name as the drink spotter, but it's a different design. I don't think they stole my idea or anything like that. I just didn't release it because they brought theirs out. And I wanted to give them time. I was like, I'm letting you guys have room to breathe. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, how many people have purchased these knockoff drink spotters, right? But then these same people get mad because somebody copied a brand that's owned by somebody they know and that they like. I just don't like hypocrisy. Jay said, I'm not mad. Yeah, that's good. He said, I just want a sticker. Hey, that might be the cheapest of licensing deal ever. Carps, hold up a second here. So you might as well send an email to Griffin too. I mean, I'm sure there's multiples, but like I said, I don't think I think Sean is really just trying to find somebody who can distribute his product, and I'm 100% on board with that. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. All right. So moving on to the next item. Let's gonna screen share this. This is less serious. This is more ridiculous. We are. Oh, by the way, we are in React and Respond. We've moved on to the React Respond segment. All right. So we've located Kevin. So I'm going to just do this right here. All right. So what he said he was not able. So I'm having to resend Kevin the link. So hopefully he'll be able to jump in here shortly. And what we'll do is we'll just adjust. So whenever he comes on, we'll go ahead and go into the interview, and then I will finish React and Respond after the conversation with Kevin is done. That way we can stay on task. But this is the benefit of being live. Okay, you get all this stuff happening right here. All right, so there, I just sent it to him in 2 different places. All right, so there we go. All right. Anyway, we probably have time for this one. Let me make sure I haven't missed any. I think we're all caught up. Okay, I did miss it. So this one is a comment from Carlos. He said, we got to be our own biggest fan as well as our biggest critics. Just referring back to the self-talk. I 100% agree. Because, all right, so think about like let's say a football coach, right? Football coach isn't going to yell at you unless he believes in you. Because what ends up happening when they don't believe in you anymore, they just ignore you, and then then you're off the team. So there you go. So somebody can be your biggest fan and at the same time give you what may seem to be harsh constructive criticism. And I think that we should be willing to do that for ourselves as well. All right. Let's see. Now all right. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right. We're going to move on to the next item. And that is, let me see if I can pull it up here. All right. So if you're just listening, this is going to be one that you want to watch. Okay. I believe I've got the sound off because I have zero interest in getting my video demonetized. All right. So here we go. I'm going to share the screen. I just want y'all to see this. Oh boy. This is what's out there. Aquapole. That's right. I know you're saying to yourself, what's Aquapole? You're about to find out. Original since 2010. Ooh, water. The only aquatic workout station. Look at this. All right, first of all, the looks on their faces is getting me. Exclusive training method. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. Get it. Get dangerous. Look at this dude doing pull-ups in the pool. Oh, there's a group of them. Look at him. Now he's doing sit-ups in the pool. Oh yeah. I like how they showed his hands spinning around on the pool. Okay, whatever. Did y'all see that? Did everybody see that? There's no sound because I don't want to get demonetized because I don't have the rights to their music. But did y'all all see that video just now from Aquapole? This is a real product, okay? They're actually going to be at HFA, which is how I discovered this company. They're going to be at HFA. I don't know what booth they're going to be, okay? I didn't bother researching that much, but they're going to be on there. Please tell me y'all saw that. If anybody needs to see that again, I will gladly play it again. All right. I will gladly play it again because I could not believe what I was seeing when I saw it. I couldn't believe I was seeing what I saw when I saw what I saw. Jay's like, what? Dude, I was like, what is this? All right, look, I'm gonna play it again. All right. I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna stop when we get to my favorite part. Okay. And then I've got some. I need to get y'all's reactions. I want to know what y'all think of this. All right. So here we go. All right. So boom. So it's been around since 2010. That's a bit of information I needed to know. That helped guide what my response is. It's an aquatic workout station. Okay. All right. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Sure. Nah. I was okay when I first saw all this. I was like, what? I was like, okay, there we go. We just missed my part. All right. So here we go. All right. I was like, what the heck is that? That's when I started to have questions. That's when I started like, what's going on here, man? Then I was like, that's it. That's my part. I was like, what is that? What is that? Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God. Oh God. Okay, hold on. I just realized I wasn't even. Hang on a second. I got distracted. I didn't even play it. Hold on a second. I got to show y'all again. All right. Let me share the screen one more time. There we go. All right. Look. All right. Sounds off. Here we go. This is the part that made me horse laugh. There, right there. Now, innovative. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. That. Okay. Bam. There you go. Get dangerous. Doing pull-ups in the pool. Who doesn't do that? Of course. And there you go. Look at that group of people out there just going to work on those bags. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So I got questions. So 3 questions come to mind immediately. All right. So Joy said, okay, the stripper pole exercises were fun to watch, but overall, she said, I tried. She said, I know it's synchronized swimming rehearsal. I don't know. You know what? You at least gave a legitimate reason for why they're doing what they're doing. All right. Hey, Kevin, I saw your private message. Go ahead. You're not on screen, so you can go ahead and do what you got to do and then come back. All right. You're good. All right. Anyway, so back to the comment. So yeah. So at least you have a legitimate, because synchronized swimming is in the Olympics. Okay. But look, on the real. And then Jay's like, what gloves were those? All right. Carlos said, I'll pass. Carlos, that saddens me because the first question I had was, do we need to get this to Carlos? Because I was thinking you could lead like group classes at the swimming pool for your apartment complex. All right. That's your side hustle. I'm trying to help you retire early because I'm thinking about you. I want you to be successful, Carlos. Now for you, Joyce. I have a question. Said, since you guys are inventors, does seeing this video that I just showed you, does that not give you hope? Because if they could get that product on the market, that means there's hope for any product that's on the market. If they can do it, you could do it, Joyce. You might have to move to Italy because apparently they're a little bit more accepting of new ideas over there. But I also would like to know, like I said, they're going to be at the expo at HFA, right? What would their booth possibly look like? I mean, what could they possibly be having at their booth? Okay. I'm picturing like a dunk tank with people in it doing pull-ups and looking serious, just dead serious at the entire time. That's the part that gets me. Now, I'll post a link in the description for this video if y'all ask me about it, but feel free to not post any of your training videos. We don't want to see them. But here's the bonus question. They've been around since 2010. What's the probability that they fit their entire customer base into this video? Like, they's like, hey, we'll give you a discount when you buy this if you agree to be an extra in a commercial that we're shooting for it. Secondarily, and this is a little bit of a side note in case anybody's wondering, I just crossed Italy off of my list of places because Italy is where it was invented. And it is possible that all the extras in the video are just unsuspecting tourists who they forced to be in the video, or they wouldn't let them leave the country because, you know, you say it's not possible, but I've seen Taken, I've seen all 6 seasons of Vikings, and I've seen Gladiator. So I know what they do over there in Europe, okay? So I'm just saying I'm avoiding Italy because I ain't trying to be an extra in the Aquapole video, all right? You ain't getting me. You just ain't getting me. That ain't happening. Okay, so there's that. All right. What? Joyce, I'm very sad at you. No, you know what? I'm not sharing the link. I'm protecting you from yourself, Joyce. You ain't about to have my guy Michael out there next to you because, you know, when a wife decides to try something, a lot of times she makes her husband do it with her. So you ain't about to have my guy Michael out there doing pull-ups in the pool and hitting the heavy bag underwater. That's just not, that ain't about to happen. Carlos said it seems about as legit as the Australian breakdancing team. Dude, I saw that and I lost a little bit of faith in humanity when I saw that product. But hey, look, you know, look, that's all I'm gonna say. Just look. Oh my God. That oh, that was hilarious. Okay. Anyway, so that was I don't know how I was gonna react. Anyway, so my guy Kevin, so Kevin's backstage. He ran and grabbed something to drink. And once he comes back, we'll go ahead and we'll bring him on. Since he was supposed to be on at the 7 o'clock hour, what we're gonna do is we would originally have ended at 7:55. What I'm gonna do now is we'll just run a little bit into the 8 o'clock hour a little bit, but we'll still end on time for Mike Reed when he comes on at 9. Okay, so that is going to be okay. All right. See if we missed anything. While we're at it, I got 941 of you guys in the chat. So this is a perfect time for me to say, hey, hit that like button and subscribe. I need to, I'm not in the chat, but in watching the video. And I need you guys to hit like and hit subscribe and help me reach the goal of 50,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there, and I cannot get there without all of your help. Additionally, this show is partially sponsored by Bells of Steel. And Bells of Steel, I've talked about a lot of them. I got a lot of products downstairs. I've got, we're doing a review on their spin bike right now. If you guys have any questions, by the way, about their Bells of Steel Blitz spin bike, or technically their indoor cycle, go ahead. I'll put the link to the YouTube short here in the video description. And I'll put it in the live chat as well. because we need to know. Naomi released a short because we want to know what you guys want to find out about the bike. So it's a we're trying to get away from just doing reviews that are basically just what we think that you guys need to know, and we would rather go with answering questions you actually have. So there's the link to the shorts video. So just go ahead when you get time, watch that, and drop a comment and let us know what you want Naomi to cover in the review of the spin bike, and we'll make sure that we cover all that stuff. Okay. All right, and let's see here. So that was the first thing, but so that's one of the products that we have. We also have their bare naked powerlifting bar. That's my favorite bar. So right now, I've been using it for like 2 years. My favorite bar. It so far it's not gotten any maintenance, and it's still performing just like it did when I first got it. So I'm a huge fan of it. But there are other reasons for why you guys need to support Bells of Steel, and let's go ahead and let Kayvon let you know why.
5 reasons of why to buy from me. Number 1, the best bang for your buck and innovative fitness equipment. Number 2, we put out more educational content. Number 3, our customer service and sales team. Number 4, I spend a ton of time logistics and packaging. Number 5, I've got 9,000 plus reviews. So get on our website and let the gains begin.
All right, so that is Bells of Steel. And if you guys want to, so first of all, shout out to all of you guys who have been using this link that I'm about to post right here. I'm posting this in the live chat, and I have it in the video description for this video, and it will be in the comment section, in the comments. Or if you watch on replay, it's also going to be in the show notes if you're listening to Podbean. So shout out to all of you guys who have been clicking the links. When I looked at our affiliate page, and I saw that you guys have been using the link to when you want to go shop at the Bells of Steel website. And so I really appreciate that. It means a lot because that's part of making the show that much better for you guys. And so I really do appreciate it. So if anybody wants to go ahead and support the show, click that link, and then you can take advantage of any of the discounts they have on the website without, interfering with that affiliate code. All right. So Kevin, are you ready? I cannot see you, so I need you to turn your camera back. Well, first of all, make sure you got clothes on. I don't know what you're doing, but let's just, hey, look, I see you laughing, but I'm just saying, all right, make sure you got clothes on. Turn your camera on, and then all right. Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, Kevin. Are you ready? All right. So Kevin is ready, and y'all show you he's got clothes on. By the way, I'll verify that. All right, everybody, welcome our first guest from Japan, my man Kevin. Hey, what's up, man? And the crowd goes wild.
Hey, wow.
Hey, tell your fans. Hey,
got a lot of fans.
Hey, calm down.
Relax.
All right.
Relax.
Please.
It's
all right. So, and let's see. My guy Jay from California says, Kevin, he's giving you the applause. So, dude.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
I'm gonna tell you, Kevin. I don't know if I told you this or not, but so the day after we had finalized that you were gonna be on the show, Jay saw your video, one of your videos, and emailed me and said, "Hey, you got to get this dude on the show." I was like, "We got it. Hey, say less. We got him on the show. He's coming." So,
hey, I was watching the live stream last week. I heard that.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Yeah. What's up, Jay?
You, man. Hey, you dang. Kevin is a celebrity. All right, this ain't no small time thing. All right. So, dude, man, I think first of all, thank you for being here. And
thank you,
sir. I had to actually. I always send people questions so that we can kind of make the conversation flow. But in your case, I have so many questions. I was like, let me write these down because we'll run out of time. So I was like, let's jump into it, right? You're a first guest from Japan, so let's there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to do, like, the culture is so different over there that I want to start there. Like here in America, we tend to look at people who are like, like you're by yourself, you're the lone wolf, whatever. And we tend to like kind of glorify people who can kind of walk alone, right? Japan and even your native Filipino culture, there's much more communal, and
True.
there's a whole lot more like it's based upon what's best for the group and everything else. Did you like experience any like social pressure? Because you were already, I think you already had like a public gym you were part of. Did you have any social pressure to just stay there?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, before I answer that question, let me rewind real quick because I wanted to tell you I was so excited about this show. Man, I was like sharing this to everybody. I was like, being Filipino, bro. I was like, I sent the link to my mom. I got my mom to send the link.
Hold on. So your mom is watching?
They're on a wedding now, but they were asking if they can watch the replay because they don't know about YouTube.
Well, in that case, so then for your mom, then thank you.
That's true. That's mano po. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Yeah,
that's cool, bro.
I did Kali for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. So that's where So and my instructor's wife was Filipina. So anyway, but yeah, man. So
anyway, it's just like even my coworkers are probably tuning in now. Oh, sorry.
Hey, I appreciate. No. Shout out to all of you guys, man.
Yeah. I'm sharing it I shared it with everyone. So they're probably tuning in now. If you guys are watching, like, hey, thank you. I see it work.
Don't just watch. If you guys are watching and you know Kevin, feel free to put all Kevin's secrets in the live chat. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
I know.
All the weird stuff he does at work. No. But no, I do appreciate all you guys for being here, especially considering how late it is over there. So, hey, go ahead. You guys don't hit that like button. And if you guys have questions for me or you just want to say stuff to Kevin, go ahead, put it in the live chat as well. There's like 950 people watching right now. So,
man, that's amazing.
I'm super excited to have you here. And we got another celebrity. Look at that. We got man who parks in garage is here. He has arrived. Okay, look. Y'all don't even need me now because he's here. Okay. All right. What's up, man?
Wow. Yeah.
But so anyway, we were talking about the social pressure, like as far as setting up a home gym. So
actually, that question is super loaded. It's super heavy because there's a lot of things to unpack there. And basically, of course, I don't want to generalize the entire country and then just get deported.
They cancel your Japanese work visa. No. Okay. Just be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah. Anyway, I think for sure I would start by saying I think American, like Japanese culture is very different from I guess Philippines and the US. We're more like Philippines and US are more similar than you would think. Wherein like we can really build like social connections at the gym, like actual camaraderie, like you could really make friends there. There's a lot of misconceptions about Japan and especially when you're just here for like a tourist 7-day visa, you don't really get to see the secrets. You don't really get to see it firsthand. I guess gym culture is a little bit different because as a country, in my opinion, they are very social and communal, although the gym culture tends to be more of like isolated. As far as I see, the 24-hour gyms that are very successful here, it's kind of like a silent, efficient, kind of like a home gym in a way because
so people just leave each other alone and let you just train.
You don't even need to interact with anyone. There's no staff. There's no staff, John. You could clock in using your app, get in before your work, do your workout, get out, and just never talk to anyone for like forever. Like you could go a year without talking to anyone here. Like there's no spotters. So if you're in trouble, if you're doing the bench,
if he dies, he dies.
Good luck. Good luck.
If he dies, he dies. Okay.
Exactly. So coming from like the Philippines, we even have like the old school gyms where the rusted metals, there's no music. Like the noontime show is their music. You could watch
Yeah.
TV,
Yeah.
and then people when they leave, they even say goodbye to you, but they don't even know you.
Nice.
So it's very close and it's very social, like true social, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah. So a lot of culture differences there. And actually, if you're a foreigner, the things that I talked about is for Japanese people. If you're a foreigner, more like you'd feel more isolated actually, because first of all, language barrier. If you want to sign up, some of the gyms, I'm not generalizing every gym, but based
Right,
on
of
my
course.
experience, um, immediately if you speak English and they can't really speak to you at all, you're not gonna be able to even do a day pass there. I'm
Mm.
not even kidding. So it's like you can't enjoy a workout if you're just here for vacation. You really have to find a spot that tailors to foreigners. It's like it
Right.
sounds bad, but it's like it
Oh
is
no
a
no
real
no
life.
no. I mean, my son was
Yeah.
in Okinawa. He actually did 2 tours in Okinawa, but his
Mm.
situation is different because he was on base,
Okay,
right? So he was
yeah.
on base, so he didn't
It's
have to
all
worry
there. Yeah.
about it. And then my youngest son was over there for a little bit. He was TA. He had temporary additional duty. He's in the Marine Corps as well,
Mhm.
and so he was over there but he was just for a short time. He said he went clubbing,
Oh yeah.
but he also mentioned, he said, like, you have to be careful, just because you can easily offend people because you don't know like what the cultural thing is.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
so then I would say, was that one of the reasons why you decided you wanted a home gym? Because I know you work long
Mhm.
hours, you're just not getting home, and it's it's almost it's like
Yeah.
after 10 o'clock your time. So what was it
Mhm.
that made you say I need a home gym?
I wouldn't say it's because of that. It's like just before I say the reason why, I just want to dive deeper. If you also have like, of course, I have tattoos. That'll be an extra layer of like security that you have to go through, and that'll be like sometimes borderline racist in a way, like because it's like
Oh, because they
it's
think you might
it's
be in a gang.
yeah. But even though like they don't have exceptions, even though it's a butterfly tattoo from a lady,
Yeah.
like butterfly tattoo, so
Right, I got you.
it's still intact there, and there's a big sign at the door like no tattoos, no sign up, no tattoos, simple as that.
Got you.
Almost every local gym have that.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, of course there are exceptions, like if it's a franchise from the states like Powerhouse Gym, I go there like
Yeah.
before because they also speak a little bit of English because they expect foreigners
Yeah.
to come in there.
Sure. Yeah.
So so that was okay, I guess. But yeah, a lot of times in my experience, 90% of the gyms I sign up for, it's they either reject me, I think, right on the spot, or if because I'm clever, I hide it. Like, okay, I know what to
Yeah.
do now. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna disclose that I have
Yeah.
tattoos. And then they see me at the locker room, they can even kick you out. It's just so brutal.
Oh
It
wow.
could be like that. Yeah, it could be like that. So that's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to start a home gym, because I was telling my friend like way years back, I was telling him like, bro, it must be so nice to see when you curl, you you can actually see your biceps contract. You can see your muscles growing. Because I'm like always on a hoodie, I can't
Yeah.
even see the progress.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it's like
Okay.
it must be nice. So that's one factor. So I think it's more about saving time as well.
Okay.
And yeah, even though the culture is like, because here they tend to they sign up on the gym for like it's more of a appearance. They appear to be professional and you're disciplined. Sometimes the corporation kind of requires you to go there and sign up. And if you open a home gym or if you make a home gym, you're kind of going away from the norm, which is not ideal for most companies or for most friends. Like they're gonna think you're weird if you're gonna open
Yeah.
a home gym.
Yeah.
And there's a
Well, that's what I
saying that
thought, because it's so
yeah,
like everybody's like it's the group, and you have a home gym. It's just you by yourself. So that's why I was very
yeah.
curious about that. I said, oh, but it makes sense what you're saying, because you have the tattoos. They ostracize you, and you are originally. There's a question from Jay.
Mm.
Kevin is originally from the Philippines, but
Oh
you
yeah,
live in
yeah, yeah.
Osaka,
I see
right?
it now. True.
Uh,
Yes.
okay, yeah.
Yes, I do.
All right. And then
Mm.
Jared had a question about the brands of equipment. So and he wanted to see your space. So that's why I pulled up your video.
Mm.
So the sound is off. If y'all want to hear the sound, you got to go to Kevin's channel, Home Gym Gains, and watch it over
Please,
there. Make
please
sure
do.
make sure you click like. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
But so in
Yeah.
fact, I was about to talk about outfitting your gym. So you
Mm.
have a lot more USA made products than I expected when I watched your video. We can see the thing from Rep. So that's
Mhm.
Rep. It's the PR 4000 half rack. No, I'm sorry,
5,000.
PR
Yeah.
5,000 half rack.
Yeah.
All right. What
Mhm.
was it about Rep that made you go with them? Because I thought shipping would be a problem.
Oh, yeah,
just
it
because
was.
it's an island. Okay. So
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
for
that.
sure. I think the home gym, basically it started, like the main deciding factor for starting the home gym was when I started becoming a father, actually.
Mm,
So as soon as my wife got pregnant, it was like a complete switch, because I was gaining so much weight in here, because I initially was in shape, but then coming here is just easy to get, lonely.
yeah.
It's easy to let go a bit. So I gained like probably 40 pounds of
Oh
fat,
wow.
probably. Yeah, I was like really overweight. And then when she got pregnant, I was like, I gotta stay healthy,
Yeah.
to see my grandkids, something like
Heck
that. And
yes. Man,
if
yeah.
I'm sure so many parents relate to that, and it's
Yeah.
about time. One thing that I cannot buy is time, so I just like, what's the solution here? Obviously, it was home gym. So fast forward to, like, I guess it was a pandemic. Around that time, I was looking into home gyms, and unfortunately, a lot of companies are not yet known here, like local makers, like inventors, or also the distributors are not even, they didn't even make their deals yet.
Okay.
So it was basically impossible. Yeah. So like what you thought, it is in an island,
Because it's
so
an
it's gonna be.
island. It's an island,
Exactly.
and then it's yeah. So I was like, whoa, that's gotta be
No, it was
okay.
super difficult. Like if you want to order something from Rep or Rogue Fitness, the price of the shipping is exactly the same as the equipment itself. It was like paying for two things, but just getting one.
God,
It was crazy. So I was like, nope, I'm just
my
gonna
back
buy
hurts.
resistance bands.
Oh.
Like, get me some resistance bands from Amazon. I was
So
like,
and there's not
no
even
way.
anybody around who would. Okay, let me back up.
Yeah.
So when I started my home gym over 20 years ago, you didn't have all of the equipment that's out here for home gyms now. So what we would do is we would get old equipment from schools, or you would just buy something that is a piece of commercial equipment, right? So or let's say a gym closed, if a gym closed down, or they were upgrading their equipment, sometimes they would just sell the old equipment because they're bringing in new stuff. So is that something that's available to you guys over there?
I would say it's still pretty difficult. Like they're very reserved, and then it's kind of late. Like they're good with technology and stuff like that, but when it comes to fitness, for some reason, like lifting, bodybuilding in general, they're kind of late. So to be able to find something like that would be difficult, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, but I think the pandemic was the actual reason why the companies started, like brainstorming to making something like their own equipment or being a distributor in the future, which kind of helped the country and led me to like build my actual home gym.
Okay.
So at the beginning, it was just like local Amazon or online marketplace here called Rakuten, and it was just like either it's a cheap, I don't know, whatever knockoff of something. It breaks as well. Like the resistance band doesn't work. But I think from that time, right around where I built my house here, this house, they started making deals. They started making distributor deals with Rep and Rogue, I believe, Eleiko as well. Those
Okay.
main brands. That is, I think it's a no brainer for me, because when I look at the quality to price ratio back then, maybe like 2022, it's clear that Japan is really behind. They're behind on the equipment side. So I gotta get the Rep Fitness or the Rogue Fitness, either way. I gotta get some of those instead. You know.
So you went. So you
Mm.
said you went to Rakuten. Did you get stuff
Mhm.
from like Uchino?
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like-
yeah. So I went over that. Sorry. So
No, that's
basically,
fine.
this gym setup that I have, I partnered, not partnered, like, but I went to Uchino Gym. So that's
Yeah.
owned by Tamura-san. He's Mr. Tamura. He's really really nice and he's very
Okay.
generous and he takes a lot of time answering so many questions that I had before I
nice.
even purchased because it's a big purchase. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna ship it and then send it to my house and then once it's there it's so heavy, like what am I even gonna do if it's a if it's a failed purchase, like
Oh yeah,
because it's not
definitely.
like the US, like you can just sell it in Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Again, the market here is still small, so it's like a chicken and egg situation. They can't
Got you.
really make a lot of equipments because there's not a lot of people who will buy it,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. So
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
yeah,
There's
can't
not
really
a
just
they're not gonna get the return on their investment if they go buy all this stuff.
True.
Um,
So I was just like, yeah, I was really lucky that I found this website just before um buying anything else because I think it's kind of new. They were officially the distributor of Rep Fitness, the one and only here in Japan, Uchino Gym.
So you
Yeah.
got Rep Fitness. I
Mhm.
think you also got a let me go ahead and stop that. You also got wall control, the wall control pegboard.
Oh no, that just looks like a wall control, but it's like
Oh,
it's
okay. It's just
like a
you just
local
made it.
whatever. No, it's from online.
Okay.
It's an online purchase from here, like the local online market, Rakuten.
Okay.
Just looks like wall control, but I was just basically looking at something that could be upgradable or just durable, so
Sure.
I can put heavy things in there, and also I could just buy hooks from the local hardware store,
Yeah.
something that'll fit all of those. Yeah, I just immediately purchased it, but the
But
way it goes
but it's
was
a metal pegboard.
yeah, it is a metal pegboard. It's
Okay.
magnetic, yeah.
Okay.
The way it goes was my thinking was the small items I kept the really useful ones from way back like 2021
Mm-hmm.
that I purchased online, and then I just either I sold the useless stuff or I just threw it away. And then the major purchases, the big boys, the bench, the power rack, I basically have to buy it abroad
Gotcha.
through a no, I'm sorry, distributor. Yeah.
Okay. So you Rep Fitness, the PR 5000. That's
Mhm.
that's the half rack you have. We saw that in the video. Then you went to a local place and got the pegboard.
Mhm.
And then you just did a review of it's the MBC Power adjustable bench.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So I'll see if I can pull that
Mhm.
video up. Tell me though, while I do that, what did you like about that bench? Like, why didn't you just get a rep bench?
Oh yeah.
You already had the rack. So what made you say, no, I want this MBC bench? What did you like about that?
Oh,
I'm not
yeah,
familiar
for
with that
sure.
brand.
For sure. This is a good story because it was like perfect timing. Super super good timing because at that time I was looking into a bench to buy, like an adjustable bench, and I didn't know about MBC Power as well. So basically I'm looking at just the known brands. Either
Okay.
I go with the Rep Fitness or I go with Rogue. Basically some other brands from the US it's not possible to buy.
Okay.
But yeah, I was looking at the AB 4100, either
Mhm.
that for the budget price, and like it's still durable. It does the job. It's good. It's lightweight, and I was planning to make my wife work out as well, so that'll work out for her too.
Mhm.
And I was looking at the 5200 2.0, which is like really nice, but then the
Okay.
price isn't so nice.
Yeah.
So it was like a little bit on
Especially
the
when you
budget.
said you got to pay for the shipping and it costs as
True.
much as the man. I'm like, God,
Yeah.
that hurt my
So
feelings.
exactly. And then all just the timing went right into it's like a puzzle. So I was looking into 4100, and then the problem with buying through a distributor, it depends on whatever stock they have when they ordered it. So
Mhm.
even though I wanted a white one to complement the power rack, they didn't have that on stock. And when I reached out to Tamura-san from Uchino Gym, he said honestly, I shouldn't buy one. It's like he's very honest. He's like
Yeah.
he's not in there for the money. He's like, don't
Right.
buy it because it's already been 2 years since they made this stuff.
Mhm.
There's probably a 2.0 coming soon. He was like
Yeah.
that. I was like, you're absolutely right.
Well,
They're probably gonna come up with that. And then, but I still want to work out already. So what do? I go for the next option, which is the 5200. And again, it was over budget, which means I'll sacrifice the other stuff that I can be
right.
using for the home gym.
Okay.
And then it's about like 2 weeks before I will make my purchase. I was just waiting for the salary to come, and then right before that, it was NBC Power just released like in I believe it was on X Twitter, and
Okay.
it was in Japanese. He was saying like they made a bench that competes with the international brands, and I was like, what
Mm.
is this? What is this brand? So I took a look, and it was like it looked like a Rogue bench, to be honest with you, but I wasn't really caring about that. I was just into the specs.
Right.
So first of all, the key points that made me buy that bench, the front, the holder, for the front foot of the bench, it's knurled. So one thing that I wish AB 4100 had, it had that. It was a knurled handle,
Right.
and I wanted a little bit longer length for the bench pad. It
Okay.
was also that, so that's also checked. And then the angles were the same as the 5200. So there were 10 angles, adjustment angles, but it's $140 less than the 5200.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how long
So
have you
it's
had it now?
for about 4 months, probably 5 months. 5 months.
And you're still liking
Yeah,
it?
it's fairly new. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. There's no damage. I just saw
Nice.
my boy K on the live.
Yeah, that's why I
the
put
live
him
chat.
up here. I said,
Yo,
K, what's up, man? Hey, he said, Kev, you
hey,
made it.
what's
I'm
up,
trying to
bro?
get like you, bro. There you go.
What's
Hey,
up, bro?
Hey, welcome, K. Appreciate you being here, man.
He
Appreciate
be
you being
hustling with
here.
me. He be hustling
Hey,
with me. He's here in Japan for sure.
nice. Hey, hit like. Make sure you hit like. And matter of fact, everybody go ahead, take a second, and I'm gonna put the link. Don't all y'all leave at once, but I want you guys to make sure that you do subscribe to Kevin's channel, Home Gym Gains. It is
Yes, please.
yeah, let me go ahead and throw that back on here. I just said it. It's subscribe to Home Gym Gains on YouTube. I've got the link in the video in the description for this video. You guys see that he's reviewing a bench that probably nobody else, none of the other content creators have reviewed because we just don't have access to it. So I know a lot of you guys you just enjoy watching reviews of equipment, and so that Kevin's channel is perfect because you get to see a different perspective. He's doing a whole lot in a very small space. It's like 90 square feet, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, nice small. It's a very nice, very small space, but it looks really, really good. So you guys do me a favor. I'm gonna leave the ticker up a little bit, so you guys can see the name of his channel. Make sure you subscribe to Home Gym Gains here on YouTube. All right.
Yes, sir.
So do
Thank
that
you.
for me. All right.
Oh yeah, so I might have something like a good news for everybody here.
Okay. I
Speaking
like
of
good news.
NBC Power, because just this month they are officially the only partner of Rogue Fitness here in Japan. So they
Okay.
became like a direct partner. They actually just sell the apparel. I don't know how it works, but before they had to order it, and then we had to wait. And then now I guess they restocked, and they're officially the distributors, which means the prices are about the same. I guess
Nice.
they're exactly the same. So we don't
Okay.
pay shipping fees for that anymore.
So for anybody in
yeah.
Japan who's watching this, the prices are about to come down for them to be able to guess. Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is awesome. And as well as the opportunity for, I think NBC Power can make a deal with the US. I mean, they're already doing the deals. Why not just, like they can also reach out to the US to ship this bench out, find a distributor there, hopefully to get you guys to try it out as well. Or
So
maybe
here's
that'll be in the future.
Here's something that I think. Hey, my guy Joey, what's up, Joey? Appreciate you being here, man. Joey Echeverria, my man, what's up?
Hey,
Let's see. So, and you just got a new subscriber, Carlos is subscribing
Thank
now.
you. Hey, Carlos.
Yeah,
What's
Carlos
up?
is a good dude. He does a lot of reviews. You
Thank
actually
you.
subscribe to his channel too because he does a lot of like tech reviews. And he does
Okay.
he streams games and things when he's gaming. So you probably enjoy
Okay.
that.
Sure.
And let's see, diverse drum. Hey, I appreciate that. He says subbing now. Hey, appreciate that, my man. Thank you. So the biggest area where I think there's an opportunity for NBC Power or anywhere that's in Japan is actually Hawaii, because Hawaii is not very far from Japan, and it is super expensive to ship any kind of fitness equipment to Hawaii because it's an island. And then stuff because of the salt from the water, stuff like corrodes really, really quickly. So it's very sometimes people have trouble keeping their stuff up. So I think if you say you have like a way to get in touch with NBC Power, I think Hawaii would make the most sense for them because everybody wants to go to California first, right? Don't do that. Go to Hawaii first because they need your stuff. And if you can go there and have your stuff for less expensive, then I can see that they would probably be very, very successful.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Have like
for
a
sure.
nice little foothold,
Like, Yeah. If somebody from anyone who can understand and is able to speak with any Japanese representative, they go ahead and do that. John just laid out the plan for you guys.
Yeah, and
What's up?
Hawaii has a very large Japanese population.
For sure, yeah.
So I think it just makes so much sense. So let's go back to the stuff that you were buying. So you said your criteria for buying the gym equipment is of course price, and then the footprint. So how much space is it going to take up? Because again, you have a small space, and then is it effective at helping you get your gain? So, is it well designed so you can actually use it, right? And I think that's something that too many people forget. They're like, oh, does it look good? Will it fit? In fact, in the time I've been doing this, I know people who buy stuff and they don't know that it's going to fit. In fact, I'm thinking of one where the guy got the thing all the way home and it didn't fit in his house.
Oh my God. Okay.
And he didn't have it shipped to him. He went and he drove Facebook Marketplace. At the time it was Craigslist. When he drove there, picked it up, drove home, got to the house, it didn't fit in the house. I know another guy, I know him from Instagram, and he said he bought a Rogue Rhino and he has a basement gym. And so here in the US,
what's a Rogue Rhino? Sorry to cut you off there.
Oh,
what's a Rogue Rhino?
So you know the reverse hyper?
Okay, yeah.
That's what it is.
So is it okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So so it's big.
For sure.
And he has a basement gym.
Oh yeah, okay.
And here in the US, basements have like you come down the stairs and then it'll turn. So you're going this way and then it turns. There's a sharp turn, right? And he had to get the entire thing downstairs by himself. I was like, how did you even do that? He said, man,
God.
He said he had to take part of it apart. He had to take part of it apart. So my thing is always, will it fit? Then, okay, of course, does it look good? But will it fit? And then I think too many people, they get it and then they don't check and see, hey, if it'll actually work for them in terms of doing what it's supposed to do. Like, well, it looks really good, but it doesn't. I'm like, nah, I need it to actually work. So with that being said, how flexible are you with the criteria? So let's say something's a little bit more expensive than you wanted to spend, but you're like, but it really, really would do what I want it to do. Maybe even better than what I already have. Are you willing to be a little bit flexible like that?
Yeah. So actually, it's funny that you say about the will it fit. I'm gonna add that to the criteria now. So it's like price,
will it fit?
Footprint, and like, okay, will it serve the purpose of my goals?
Yeah.
But then will it fit? Especially now, like in the Japanese home. I don't know if you probably know it's small. It's compact. It's high tech, but the entrance hallway is super narrow. It's hard to take something from Amazon. Like if it's a little bit big, like TVs, it's already impossible. Like, well, how am I supposed to do this? So, luckily, I was able to find a way. The big window right here behind me that you can see, that's a window. It's like 3 windows worth. And then that's what I opened to put the Rep Fitness PR
So
5000,
you had
and
to
then
put
my
it
wife.
into the window.
Yeah,
That's funny.
so you gotta make it work. You gotta make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
work. My wife was super patient, so I was like, "Hey, if you're watching this for the replay, because she's
Yeah.
probably sleeping, thank you. You're a champion."
That's a good man. That's a good husband right
Yeah.
there. You smart man. All right.
Yeah. So speaking of that, so I usually try to think that if the equipment has all of those criteria, then I would buy it. But
Yeah.
of course, it's like buying equipment is like buying toys for us boys, and for us men, it's
Yeah.
like
That's
something
true, too.
shiny. That is so nice. It's like, wow.
You see it,
So
then you tell
it's like,
yourself, "I need it.
wow.
I
Well,
gotta
it's like,
have it."
okay, rep X Pepin. What is that? Wow, okay. But I do have dumbbells already. But like,
That's
wow.
funny. That's
So
funny.
it's sometimes it'd be like that. But like for example, like 3 months ago, I was looking into like Eleiko weight plates and like Rep Fitness competition bumper plates. And I was thinking like, I haven't tried weightlifting before. That'll be fun as a new kind of style of fitness. So
Okay.
and then I could buy a set of weight plates like because
Okay.
of that reason. I could
Let me ask you a
justify it.
question. Let me ask you a question. All right. This is a question that your wife wants me to
Okay.
ask you. How tall
no.
is your ceiling?
I know it by centimeters. I guess it's about 220 centimeters. I don't know in inches. I don't know that.
Okay.
in
The
US
reason I'm
metric.
asking is if you stretch your arms up and then you add
Mhm.
half of the diameter of a weight plate to that height,
Mhm.
do you have plenty of room so you don't hit the ceiling?
It will break the entire
Okay.
ceiling. It will
There
make
you go.
a hole.
Now y'all see why I asked Kevin the question. Kevin got excited.
Oh,
Kevin, you can't hit the ceiling, Kevin.
okay. Thank you, John, for keeping me on the ground. I was flying. I was already like soaring, man. I was like, okay,
Oh,
wait,
kids.
sets.
Kids.
Oh my god. Okay. So
So,
I
we have
see that.
So we're gonna answer some of these questions that are in the chat, right? So first of
Oh,
all,
okay.
so you got your guy Marty. He said,
Mhm.
"Kevin, bro, I see." Hey, Marty, thank you for being here, man.
Hey, what's
Now,
up, bro?
Joey wants to know if it's knurled. And
Was
I
that the
think
bench?
I think he's talking about the bench. So is the bench handle knurled?
Yes, it
It's
is.
got knurled.
And also free bonus, the rails. I don't know how they call that. The guide rails, the ladder system rails.
Okay, yeah. The ladder
That's
system.
stainless steel. It's
Okay.
not clear coat. It's actually stainless steel, so you don't have to maintain it. That's an extra
Oh,
bonus
sweet.
there.
Nice. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so Diverse Beats has a question, and I actually think this is a great question for you to answer, because
Okay.
I'll answer it too. But
Oh, I love it. Okay.
So his question is, what is the first equipment I should buy for a home gym? Dumbbells, a bench, or barbell and rack system? So I see that some of you guys already, like Joey and Jay, already answered the question, but I'm interested. What would you?
I have a different
what's your
answer. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you got a different answer. Let's go. Hold on a second.
Basically,
Hold on. Wait.
okay.
Boom. There you go.
So Joey was right, actually. Like, yeah, it depends on the training style goals, but in general, I don't think like you just meet somebody and they want to compete in powerlifting or like weightlifting right off the bat. So they just want to be fit and all that. I would recommend dumbbells first, or like adjustable dumbbells for sure, because it's just like super space saving. You could save a lot of money. You could invest in that and like get stronger, and then that adjustable dumbbell will stay with you when you get stronger, because it has adjustments all the way to, like, for example, 2 kilos all the way to like 36 kilos a piece. And yeah, it's much better investment than buying a barbell and a rack system, I would say, because first of all, when you buy a barbell, you have to buy the plates as well, and the space that you need there is a nightmare if you live in like city areas or a mansion. Good luck with that. And also, like, if it's a bench and you're just gonna do body weight exercises with that, so I would say adjustable dumbbells is my preferred from the options laid out on the comment. Does that answer it?
I like that answer.
Mhm.
And this is gonna sound like a broken record, but I also say, well, it depends on what your goal is,
For
because
sure.
I like your idea about the adjustable dumbbells, because it is a lot easier if you're completely new to working out. And in fact, if you're completely new to working out, you can get some things done along with the dumbbells just using your body weight.
Mhm.
So you could do, for example, push-ups and sit-ups, and you could do bodyweight squats, and then you can also do the dumbbells. And dumbbells are the easiest thing to just learn how to do when you're by yourself. Kettlebells, you could kind of use them, but there is technique that goes into using them correctly. A barbell, you could kind of figure it out, but like you were saying, that's a very high cost, and you might decide, hey, look, I might just want to go join a gym, assuming you don't have the if you're somebody who's in Japan and you don't have the cultural restrictions that would stop you from joining the gym, like Kevin was talking about earlier. But if you're anywhere in the world and you're like, okay, well, I want to just have, I just want to start working out, a set of adjustable dumbbells is a really good way to go. I would also say, if you want something that will challenge you, think about getting a sandbag, because with the sandbag, you can do a lot of different things. It also will work with you if you play a sport. And then you can, you can also do calisthenics and bodyweight stuff at the same time as you're building. But I would say you can't go wrong. My first thing I ever bought to work out at home was 2 70-pound dumbbells and a wooden box that I used as my bench. And that was what I had for the first year that I worked out at home back in 2001. Okay. And then my gym grew over time as I started to figure out how I wanted to train. So I wasn't just buying stuff because it was available. I was buying stuff because I needed it. So I like that question. So I hope that answers your question, Diverse Beats, and I appreciate you appreciate your question. I had another one. Your cousin is Diverse Afro Beats. He said, which is better, cardio or weightlifting for overall body health and mobility? So I'll let you answer this one as well, Kevin.
Cardio or weightlifting.
So I don't think it's all right. Again, it goes back to, well, what's your goal? If I wanted to run a marathon, then I'm probably going to want to do cardio more than weightlifting. I'm going to do some lifting weights just to keep my joints strong so I don't hurt myself with all that running. But mostly it's going to be cardio because I have to train the thing I want to do. If it's just I want to be in shape, then I would also say, and I would recommend you do this by yourself, but go look at yourself in the mirror without any clothes on. That's why you need to be by yourself. Right? And be honest with yourself. Don't be abusive to yourself. Don't put yourself down. But look at yourself like a video game character and say, what do I need to improve the most? Right? Because if let's say you're overweight and you try to start and you say, I'm just going to do a bunch of cardio to lose weight, you're just going to end up looking like a smaller version of what you look like now. It's going to take longer for you to see a change that's going to encourage you and motivate you. If you start lifting weights and doing cardio, as you get smaller, your body's going to also transform. You're going to build muscle and you're going to burn calories a lot easier, even when you're just sitting around doing nothing. So you're going to feel better about yourself faster. If you just start lifting weights, you will get stronger, but you might still look like 200 pounds of chewed bubble gum. And that's not good for your self-esteem. So I would say for overall body health and mobility, you need to find the mix of both that works best for you, that you will stick to. Okay, so what do you say to that, Kevin? What's your suggestion?
Oh, I just doubled down on that. It was like everything is perfect. Copy paste. It was like that couldn't be more true because I was running and then I did a marathon. Actually, that's a funny time. I was able to do that during the pandemic because there's no gyms out there. Yeah, I became a smaller version of myself. I thought I would be ripped by running, so you can just be careful with that, goals, and then. Like John said, look honestly at yourself, what you need to improve. And it's super hard to give absolutes without knowing the exact, without talking more to the person, like knowing their lifestyle, what really fits. Because ultimately, like if the workout is really fantastic, like everything is 100% optimal, but then you only work out for one day in that week, and somebody that works out for like 3 times that week, even though it's suboptimal, that guy will still beat you for sure because it's a consistency game. So overall, just choose whatever's realistic and always be honest with yourself. That's what I would say.
By the way, shout out to Carp because I told you a Rogue Rhino was the reverse hyper. That's actually the Rogue Donkey.
Cable belts. Oh, okay.
The Rogue
They say
Rhino
it's
is
a
the cable
cable
belt
belt.
squat. So I'm gonna show you. So that's one reason why I like doing the show live. Because if there's just a podcast and record it, I could say that and everybody would just believe it, and then
Oh yeah.
right.
I love the community.
So this is
Right.
well, first I'll show you what the donkey looks like. This is the donkey. So you see that this is a Rogue donkey, and it all right. So this is the Rogue donkey. And so that's the reverse. Okay,
That's
all
big.
right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. All right.
That's
So
a big boy
then,
there.
and then this is the Rogue Rhino, and this is so that's the belt
Okay.
squat. So there you see. So you see there is. I want to make sure that. So shout out to Carp for correcting that before we went too far down the path of incorrection. All right.
Okay.
So let's see here. All right, and then he said that your bench looks like his bench from Living Fit. Yeah, I agree. I've seen the
I
Living.
think I've seen that. I think I've seen that review actually from Carp. Yeah. I've seen
So
that.
you're subscribed to Carp?
Just a few months ago, yeah. Before I started this whole home gym channel. I
Look
was
at
like a
that.
newbie. Yeah,
Carp,
for
I told
sure.
you're
What's
famous.
up?
Yeah. Let's go. All right. I like hearing that.
Teach
I
me.
love that.
Teach me everything. Yeah. I'm new, so everybody just teach me. I'm here.
Oh man, I love what you're doing, dude. He says you can tell because they have that same weld in the middle where the frame and the front foot and the frame is welded together, and there's a metal outline in the pad underneath. And Joey agrees with me about the sandbag. You can do a lot and they're not expensive. Yeah, I mean, you can. To be honest with you, you can make Afrobeats if you're still watching. You can actually make your own sandbag. You get a so you can go to I don't know if you guys have Army Navy stores over there, but you can go to an Army Navy store and get a used duffel bag, or in the Marine Corps we call it a sea bag. Get that, and then you can put the sand in some trash bags, tie that up, put it in a duffel bag, and close that so that the action of hitting it on the ground doesn't rip open the garbage bags. And that's an inexpensive sandbag. If you don't want to use sand because you don't want to make a mess everywhere, you can also fill the duffel bag with chains, or you can use over here they use like basically cut up tires. Like you take like the rubber from cut up tires, car tires, and drop that in there, and then you don't have sand. You know, you do get a hole. You don't get sand all over the place. But there's a bunch of different things you can fill it with. You could actually. Now I'm thinking about the jiu-jitsu dummy I had. That was filled with you cut up t-shirts and put that in there, and that's not as heavy, but it still will do the job, especially if you're just starting out. So it goes back to what it is you want to do.
Sandbags always interesting, for sure.
So let's see here. I think I missed a question earlier, so let me go back to the.
Yeah.
So we got a shout out. Says great podcast, diverse Afrobeats, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I have a question for you, John. By the way, so I was like, after you,
ask me anything.
Just let me know. I think is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because when you ask me about like, okay, how do I think about the next piece of equipment that'll be on the home gym? Sometimes you do get those, even though it's expensive. I think it's worth it. The example that I'm thinking of now would be the Clever Built collaboration. I think Rep X Clever Built. The Atlas, you know that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was like, okay, quality is good. And then it's lightweight. Plus, I think in general, like I always think if it's like more than 3 to 5 movements, it's already useful, right? Like you can do a lot with that specific equipment. And to me, because I was thinking of down the line, of course, I'm thinking of cable system. How am I supposed to upgrade this rack? So I do need something like a handle for that, and then seeing that this machine can also be a landmine grip. I don't have that yet, so that's like perfect. But even though it's on the pricier side, sometimes I let that slide. I'm really just weighing the pros and cons most of the time, as long as I'm honest with myself. Like, okay, that's for my goal. Bodybuilding is like my goal, my hobby. That's like, I'm a bodybuilder at heart, so might as well get that too.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how I see stuff. It's like, for me, it's always So my attitude has changed because now I have a home gym, right? But when I was building the home gym, it was okay. Do I need it? How cheap can I get it? Can I, what's the cheapest I can get? So can I get it used? Sometimes, so over here, this is back when I was putting together my home gym, people were still buying things on Craigslist. So I would drive long distances, man, to just get something. And sometimes I would have to get everything that they were selling. And I might only want one or two things. But what I would do is they'd make me buy the whole thing. So I buy the whole thing. I would sell what I didn't want. We have Play It Again sports stores here where I live. And I would go to the Play It Again sports store. I sell everything else that I got that I didn't want. And then I would use that money to buy something from Play It Again Sports or from somewhere else. So it would just basically flip it back into the gym. And then also people were giving me stuff because, people would buy something like on the internet and say, then they end up not using it. That's how I got my first rowing machine. And they're like, I don't use this thing. So people, they literally just say, I don't even use it here. You can just have it. Oh, okay. And
wow. Okay.
Yeah. And some of it was honestly junk. But if it was junk, I would take it. I would sell it to somebody else and get, and just upgrade like that. Now, I only get something if it's something for the channel. So specifically, I get it because I'm going to do a review for the channel. Let's say people ask me about it and I'm like, all right, yeah, we can make it work to get it. And so we get it. We do the review of it. Or somebody, sends us something or whatever. So yeah, then it's specific for the channel. Or if it's something we need, then it's got to be something that's upgrading what we already have. Because we have everything we need. So we don't have like the pressure to buy stuff, and we never buy things just because of how they look. It's always, does it do what it's supposed to do? First of all, what's it supposed to do? All right. So does it do what it's supposed to do? Will it fit? Will it fit in the house? Like before we get anything, we measure, like we say, okay, sometimes very rarely we use gym software, but we've been doing it for so long now I can just kind of eyeball. Like we'll go to the spot, say, okay, this is where it's going to go. If this were here, if it was right here, how would that work for everything else? You know what I mean? And we kind of plan it out like that. Have you ever used gym software?
No. I built my gym like entirely with my own body. I went to the room, took a picture for perspective, like, okay, I was like this. Okay, that'll be the power rack. That's just old school style. Like tape measures out late at night, like 11:30. My wife can hear like the tape measures. Like, shh. She was like, "Are you still awake?"
Like, what are you doing in there?
I think I could fit in a spotter arm here somewhere. So
that is possibly the funniest thing I've heard all week long.
I was so excited. It was like Christmas. Like, come on, I want to see the rack already.
I was picturing Kevin with the one little night light with like the tape measure, like.
It was like, and I was like, "Are you still awake?"
Huh? Why you ask? I'm coming. I know. I'm getting something to drink.
It was crazy like that. She was like, "What are you talking
right
about?
there.
Spotter arm? Yeah, spotter arm.
That's so funny." Man, that's funny. All right. Hey, my guy Rory checking in. What's going on, Rory? Hey, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, what's up, Rory?
And Joey said the Rhino is also huge. Yes, yes, these things, they're very, we already talked about it. Like, to me, it's always like, if you get something, it's got to do a lot. For me, it's got to do a lot of different things because of the space. So Jared said, I just sold my rep bench to a guy and he has it and adjustable dumbbells now. And I informed him about HomeGymCon, so it'd be perfect time to go check out a lot of equipment, maybe get a great deal too. Thing is, like, if you were to come to HomeGymCon, I'm like, man, but then you'd have to worry about how to get it back home to Japan, like the shipping and all that. So it's like, man, Kevin, I'm not going to do that to you. But, but I would love it if you came to HomeGymCon just so you could hang out with us and we meet you. But man.
For sure. We do have like Japanese local makers now going to HomeGymCon. That's a good news as well.
Really?
Yeah, you could pull it up. It's, I believe, Gentleman Fitness Club. It's on the logo of the HomeGymCon. It's a small
Gentleman
logo.
Fitness Club. Okay.
Yeah.
So All right, so I'm going. Hang on a second here. I'm gonna share my screen because you just told me some new news. Look at
Yeah,
this.
check it out there. for
You
sure.
said Gentleman Fitness Club. That's exciting. All right, so
Is
we
it
gotta
there?
get our. I don't know. This is there's over 100 of them, so I'm trying to go nice and slow. Roman Strength will be there. Roman Strength is in the building right now. They're in the live chat. Anchor, okay. Golf rig mates.
Man, there's so many. Why
Oh,
is it not
dude,
there?
so you said Gentleman Fitness Club?
Yeah, GFC. I think because you
I'm
remember
scared,
the
I'm
picture?
scared to Google this.
I got
Gentleman
that. I
Fit-
got.
I'm scared to Google this, Kevin.
Yeah.
And it's in
I'm
Japanese.
hoping it's
So look at this. This is my Google
Gentleman
results.
Fitness Club.
All right, so I'm really
Okay.
confused.
Okay.
So and it's
Good
in
thing there's
Japanese.
fitness there. Good
I'm
thing there's
like-
fitness.
I'm like,
Gentleman
man,
Club.
Kevin, I'm trusting you, Kevin.
Gentleman Club.
No,
There's
we don't
fitness
want.
there. Hey, there's fitness.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
boy.
logo.
Oh,
So-
thank God. Okay, we made it.
Mhm,
We're
okay.
safe.
Safe.
All right.
Safe.
All right, we're safe. All right, we'll go ahead. Man, Kevin. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so and they have a translation function too, so we could translate it to English. I should make you just translate it for me, but I won't do that. All right, this stuff actually looks. You said they'll be at HomeGymCon?
So you remember? Just take a look at that logo, the black and white kind of shield looking. If you see the logo on top left, Gentleman Fitness Club, on the website, their logo.
Oh, okay. Hold up. So on the website, that right there.
Like top left, you'd see the black and white logo just next to the word Gentleman Fitness Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I saw that logo in the HomeGymCon post in Instagram. So they're definitely
I
coming.
got you. That right there. Okay. Oh, that'd be
I
kind
saw
of
that. Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool. They've got some cool looking stuff,
Right.
man.
Yeah. I wish I was there. For sure.
They definitely just got added. If they're gonna be there, they just got added to my list of people I'm gonna go check out. And I'm gonna say Kevin from Home Gym Gains sent me over here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Hey, free shout outs
Please.
all day long. So Marty, I want to make sure I don't miss any chat. So Marty said kickboxing is perfect for overall health and mobility, in my opinion. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it's great for the self-defense. At the time, I was also doing jiu-jitsu and Filipino stick fighting. So we were doing Kali. So we were doing Espada y Daga, not just
man, that is intense.
Not what most people do Eskrima. They call it Kali, but they're actually doing Eskrima with the two sticks. But yeah, we were doing Kali. Yeah, it was. There's nothing like getting hit in the finger while you're trying to do something, because it makes you concentrate a lot. But I will say that it's good for health and fitness and general stuff. But I think you would still need to add other things to it, because one of the things that you find after you do it, especially if you do it seriously for a long time, your joints start to hurt. If you're just hitting, because you're hitting the heavy bag and all that, you start having issues with your joints. So you still need to do other things too. Joey said, "I like running." Yeah, you start having just joint issues. Joey says, "I like the 3D gym builders," which is what I was talking about, the gym software. Said Rogues is good and it's free, and you can usually find something that matches what you want, even if it's from a different brand. That's true. Oh, well, I don't. If you've got room for lever arms, you can get some of Rory's megalith handles and put them in your carry-on. I don't know how you can explain that.
Fit?
Well, I mean, now I'm not going to be with you at the airport to explain what those are to the security. Okay, you're on your own. But yes, they will fit in a carry-on.
Okay, they're just like, what is this?
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Carp said using painters and tape on the floor is nice, inexpensive hack to measure your space or whether it will fit. He's so Carp is using his phone, and he's also like at work. So that's how
dedicated he is on the community.
It's his thumbs. Yeah, it's his
You're
thumbs,
working,
right?
bro.
Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of people who are working, who are just watching. All right, Garage Gym Radio. My man Jake, he started HomeGymCon. It wouldn't exist without him. So
93.
And he said it's number 53 on the 93 on the list. Yeah. So let's go down. Yes, they are definitely on there. So actually, I just realized that you guys can't see what I'm looking at. But see, that's what I'm talking about. So it's really cool though that you recognized it because of the logo. So there it is right there, number 93. You guys can see on the list, Gentleman Fitness Club. If anybody from Gentleman Fitness Club is watching this, I'm coming to your booth to interview you, and I got to look at some of those plates. Those plates look nice. We got to look at that.
Yeah.
And Rory is the head of Roman Strength, and he's the one that makes the megalith handles. So he said they will definitely fit in your carry-on. You got a guarantee. And Rory said, I'm a government employee, so can we really call it? Nah, ain't no telling what. He's serving in the United States Army, so he's as well. So ain't no telling what they're doing over there right now. All right, so I think we're all caught up on all of the chats for right now. You guys keep on putting your chats in the comments in, man. This is really, really cool. And if you're watching on replay, put your comments in. If you have questions for Kevin, put your comments there. Or even better, if you're watching on replay, go to Kevin's channel and check out his review of the MBC Power Adjustable Bench and put all your questions on that video so we can help that one blow up a little bit. But let's segue. You actually have two channels. I keep sending people to your channel, but you actually have two channels. You have Home Gym Gains and you have Kevin Palomares, which is where you host your podcast, Begin Strong with Kevin Palomares. Did I say your name correctly?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. So why did you choose to make two separate channels?
Oh, man. To be honest with you, that channel has died a little bit because I haven't posted there in about a year, I think. And a backstory was when this is right around, everything was right around pandemic. Like that's because I'm basically bored. Hey, I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Everybody else is dancing on TikToks. Kevin is just starting podcasts.
I'm gonna start a podcast. I'm gonna be healthy. I was like overweight.
That's funny right there. You started a gym and a podcast. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's a mix of the pandemic and my wife. What a great combo, right?
Okay.
So it's like my wife has always been the one that hears all of my crazy, like I like reading articles, like to keep up with the fitness stuff. I read studies as well, and it's just been my passion all the time. If I wasn't a teacher here in Japan, I'd probably be a trainer, a coach in a gym, honestly, because that's just what I love to do and talk about. So I opened that. I created the channel because she said maybe some other people would want to hear what you want to say, and it's free. So okay, I was thinking, why not? Let's just try it out. So my first ever video there was like a barefoot shoe review because that time I was into barefoot and how it can help you, fix your posture, strengthen your legs for running because I was running. It's not like home gym related at all, but it's fitness related. So it was my fitness brain dump, honestly. Like it's just like anything that I think about, like nutrition, workouts and all that, shoe reviews and running related tips and all that. But basically I created the channel, the Home Gym Gains channel down the line because I don't know if you know this, but the science-based community right now, or the evidence-based lifting side, it's just super tiring. They're just trying to tear each other's throats out all the time. Everybody's trying to be the number one guy and like disproving this study. The next video will disprove this study. I was like, preacher curls are the best. The next video, incline curls are the best. Oh wait, it's preacher curls. Clickbait, yada yada. So I'm like, I got so tired of that community that it's not helping anyone because in the end, the beginner, like my wife, she wanted to get into lifting. It's just so many things in the internet countering each other's
confusing,
points.
Yeah.
It's just so confusing that I don't want to be a part of that. So in the beginning, I was trying to help out as much as I can with like actual evidence-based things. So most of the one in the screen, before I do all of those episodes, I really dive into the research and all that and make sure that I don't really, misinform anyone and still leave out room for improvement, like because science always changes and improves.
Of course.
Or like something like that. But yeah, like it was so random, and I think the community, I didn't like how the comments looked like. And yeah, like I said, it's everybody just tearing each other apart. And then because I was opening a home gym here, I was like, why not just switch to the home gym community? Because I was taking a look at like Carp's gym, for example. Like I mentioned, I was following him, and No Fate 24/7 Jonathan. Yeah, it was like, okay, this is like genuine reviews. It's just like the comments are just helping each other out. That's
Right.
nice. And I'm building a home gym. I'm learning from these guys. Why not just open up a channel and then make it like my story here in Japan, like my setup here in Japan,
Right.
so that everyone in the States also, or everyone in the world out there can see or learn something, I hope. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
mainly the reason why.
So I'm a big fan of like the training barefoot thing as well.
Oh yeah?
Ironically, oh yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
let's see. For one thing, I told you I'm a martial artist, so you do a lot of that barefoot,
Mhm.
right? And I never saw any
Yeah.
tremendous harm come about because you're barefoot doing martial arts, right?
Mm.
It's just that there's a very large shoe industry. They make shoes, and so they convince you got to have shoes to do all this stuff. For the longest time, the fastest runners have been barefoot runners from Kenya, right?
Exactly.
And then you have like the Tara
Mm.
Muhara, the Native American. I don't know if they're Native Americans
Mm.
because it's also
Mm.
Mexico. Whatever. The Indians
Mm.
from that area, they're also some of the fastest. They run in sandals, and they're like
Mm.
they'll destroy you in a super marathon. At the same time, I recognize that because we wear shoes and we sit down a lot, it can sometimes
Mm.
take you time to adjust to it. So you can't just go
Mm.
barefoot and then automatically you feel better. You might actually feel
Yeah.
worse in the beginning,
Yeah.
you know, but
Exactly.
long term, it's going to be better for you,
Mhm.
I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every day I'm barefoot now. Like, I mean, not actual barefoot, but I'm wearing barefoot
Yeah.
shoes to work every single
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
no
yeah.
problem.
So Jay said he's interested in the supplements that you have. So
What kind?
I don't know.
No.
That's for you to. So whatever supplements you have,
Okay.
he wants to know. That's a
Yeah.
question he has.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go talk about that.
Okay. So the major the basic things. The most basic, of course, we have that here. I think, like, of course, the whey protein and creatine, pre-workouts, that's all the same. I would say this: they don't kind of trick you with the label and the container. That
Okay.
What I mean by that is like the funds that goes into marketing and putting it into a fancy label. That's how they charge you in the US, right? Like, for example, like some brands there have really fancy looking tubs, and
Yeah.
then it's a little bit expensive. So Japan has the same kind of quality inside. They undergo like third party testing, and you could check that online. But they just use a simple bag. Like sometimes it even like really simple label, one sentence. That's it. It says whey protein isolate. It's just orange or black and white. That's it. So
Wow.
they save up on that, and I tend to buy more. I didn't know about that before, so I order through like bodybuilding.com. Oh no, my protein was like 2019. I ordered from abroad as well.
Yeah.
iHerb was something else, and then now I basically just order local brands because one thing I can read it now, so I could just
Yeah.
tell which one is a good ingredient profile.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sure.
it's all basically the same without the fancy marketing. So the
Okay.
creatine, for example, it's just black. I can show you guys. It's just, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's plain old creatine monohydrate.
We want to see Japanese creatine. Go get it. Go get it.
Sure, let's go.
All right. All right. So while Kevin does that, you guys go ahead and do me a favor. If you're watching right now, there are 1,060 of you watching. I need you to hit that like and that subscribe button for me. Also, shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. Thank you guys for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. We've been going since about 6 o'clock this morning. This is actually the 1-year anniversary of the show, and the show is where it is because all of you guys have been sharing the video links. You've subscribed and you hit the like button to help out the algorithm. So thank you guys so much for that. Keep on doing it. All right, let's check in. Kevin's back.
Hey,
Let's
I'm
go ahead.
Yeah.
All right,
So
let's
this is
see.
the one. So it's
Okay.
just a simple bag. It's not a tub. It's never a tub here in Japan.
Okay.
And it just says creatine monohydrate, and then it's a kilo.
Does it have flavor?
No, it's just unflavored.
you,
and then
so you just mix it with whatever.
yeah, and the price is, I don't know, 3,000 yen in US dollars, but
Let's find out.
it's like 20 bucks, I guess. 20 bucks for a 1 kilo tub, 1 kilo pack of
I
creatine.
don't know.
I think that's $20.
What do you teach, Kevin?
English for after school students.
Okay, because that you did the math
Yeah.
really quickly on that. So there you go. $19.20.
Yeah.
All right.
Almost.
That's what we're gonna check the price of everything that you should. All right. So how much is it for protein?
Protein, I would say just double that.
All right. So
Just double that,
6,000.
yeah.
So let's pretend
Yeah.
it's 7,500 yen. All right.
That's
That's
an isolate, by the
$48.
way. There's a whey protein
Okay.
isolate already.
Okay. So the isolate. All
Mhm.
right. Yeah. Now you got me wanting to just keep on like doing
Trans-
currency.
currency.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, Jay. It's everything is just the same, I guess, without just the price is a little bit lower.
All right. So Rory, hold on.
Black
Rory
market
says,
ready.
Rory says my subscribe button only says unsubscribe. Should I hit that button? No, if you hit the unsubscribe button, you all of a sudden will get a whole bunch of hair on your back. So don't do that. All right. Let's see here as so let me go ahead. I want to make sure we get all these comments before we let you go. I don't want to leave anybody out. And so let's see. Oh, we got that one. We got that one. All right. So Jared said he's working out. Jared's working out in his basement right now, actually. He's working out in barefoot, wide-toe shoes right now.
Jared?
It's gym-related for
That's
sure.
great.
Man, I'm telling you, I work
Me
out
too.
in them.
Me too.
I have Zero Shoes. This is not sponsored, but
I
Zero
love that.
Shoes.
I
If
love
you
that.
want to send me money, I am here to take it. All right. But yeah, so I've got Zero Shoes. I've got multiple different kinds. I've got a pair of their boots. So that's my favorite barefoot brand.
Do you have Vivo barefoots as well?
I haven't tried them. I tried the Vibram 5 Fingers before, and then I went from them to the Zeros just because of cost, because the Vivos are more expensive over here than the Zeros. But I don't mind trying the Vivos. I
they're
actually
great.
it's one of those things like where if I get it, I want to be able to like try it on, and I was able to try on Zeros in person,
True.
right? And then I was also able to get. So far, I've been able to get every pair of Zeros I've been able to get through Amazon, so I could try it, and if I don't like it, I can send it back. So, so if I could do that with the Vivos, I probably would do that too. Now Carp is trying to cause trouble, so we had this big debate on pinkies up versus pinkies level.
Okay.
For doing lateral raises, and so that was me and Rory. All right, and so Carp wants to know how you have your pinkies when you do lateral raises. You personally, do you have them level or do you have them like turn like that, like I do?
I've tried both.
Okay.
I would say everything is up to like the individual. I tried both, and I think a lot of times it's just it's a negative of placebo. There's a placebo, the negative of placebo. Like before you even try the pinkies, was it pinkies up? You already heard that it's bad for your shoulders or something like that. So your brain works like that. Sometimes it's like that. So you think it's bad, so you actually feel it. It's bad.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's like a negative of placebo. That's why I'm like, there's a word for that. I can't recall. English teacher right here, but
Look
I can't
at
recall.
I was an English major in school and I don't remember it either. What is a negative of placebo? Now you got me wondering. Kevin has got me really searching the internet. Nocebo. There we go.
Okay, nocebo. So anyway,
nocebo.
so when I was a little bit younger, I was trying that, and I was like, okay, I do feel a little bit hurt my shoulders, but then honestly now I try both. I try to mix up everything else. Like I do leaning back on an incline bench, lateral raises. I do like a normal, typical standing lateral raises. Pinkies up, pinkies level. I try everything. I try both in a normal like block of training block, like 8 weeks. So both doesn't give me problems. I would say try it out and really feel if it has progress. You're progressing the weights or either the reps, and the mirror says something, or what you actually feel. If it feels good, then why are you listening to other people? That's what I would say.
Common freaking sense. I love it. MK gives you a thumbs up. Let's see. Scrolling along. Carp said, "Don't get taken out for smuggling pure creatine."
Oh yeah, what did I show? What did I just show you guys right now?
I know,
it's a
right?
secret, trade secret. $20 for a kilo.
Odin says Zero Shoes are fantastic. They're awesome. Jeff does what? What's up, my man? Said good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. And Rory mispronounced my name. Okay, misspelled my name. I mean, and then now he's insisting on doing it that way. So now he calls me J-Ron. We actually do it the exact same way. There was just a misunderstanding because he thought I meant like to do your lateral raises like that. You know, some people do it that way, which that's uncomfortable to me right now. And I was like, nah, I'm not saying that. Oh, hey, what's up? So actually, this is a question I not thought to ask you, but now that we got my guy Donnie. What's up, Donnie? From Don is the owner of Addicts Adjustable Clubs and Maces. Is there a lot of people do a lot of mace and club swinging in Japan?
No, I mean, not that I know of.
Okay.
I don't see anything like that.
Okay. So
that's interesting,
Donnie, that's an untapped market. Yeah, and
yeah, for sure.
Are you familiar with? Are you familiar with mace training?
I've seen the videos in Instagram before. Like they swing it right, like overhead or something like
it
that.
basically opens you back up, but you're also using weights to do it. So yeah, okay. Okay.
I haven't tried it personally, but it looks interesting.
It's definitely. All right. So as we close, I see my guy Mike is backstage, ready to come on here. I don't want to let you get out of here without asking these two questions. So, what do you have coming up on your YouTube channel, so that we know to make sure to watch it? Because everybody watching it, all 1,000 of you who are watching, need to subscribe to Kevin's channel. Okay. So tell everybody who's watching what they can look forward to seeing next from you on YouTube.
Just a quick side note, really quick, because it's quite late now, so I think I can disclose some additional information.
I like secret. Okay.
Yeah, it's a secret for this community.
It's just
actually
us. Is it the 1,000 of us? We won't tell anybody else.
Sure. You remember the Clever built the Atlas that I was talking about? Funny story. I was talking to Jonathan from No Fate 24/7 in Instagram.
You can't trust that guy at all.
the day that the rep fitness posted in Instagram, like, okay, can you guess, or like it was blurred out, right? Like, okay,
right.
What is this new collaboration? And then he posted, like, what do you guys think about this?
Right.
And again, Tamura-san from Uchino Gym is super transparent. He's just a nice guy. He was telling me everything, basically trade secrets. He was saying, like, you just gotta wait. There's a pulley attachment that can be turned into a barbell landmine attachment, and also there's gonna be a short sleeve Colorado bar up ahead.
Oh, wow.
That's like 5 months before, bro. 5 months before. I already knew that. So
nice.
I messaged John. I'm like, it's probably this one, and if I'm right, you could also bet that it's gonna be a Colorado short sleeve bar. Yeah. And if I'm right, then I'm basically the inside scoop for the US.
I need to just reach out. So I need to just reach out to you anytime I want to know what's coming out. All right. Well, let me ask you this: what's coming out next from Micro Gainz?
Oh, I just saw it in Instagram. I just saw the Nuobel's magnetic clip-ons or something.
Is a magnetic clip-on for Nuobel's?
Yeah. I just saw it. Okay. No, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, Mike is backstage, so we're gonna ask him if you were right. I know it's late for you right now, but you hang out a little bit, and while Mike comes on, and we'll see if he co-signs what you just said. Kevin, my man, tell everybody what your YouTube channel is and how to subscribe to you.
Okay, yeah. So if you want just the normal running content, you can still check out the Kevin Palomares channel. The podcast is still in Apple Podcast, I believe. But the Home Gym Gainz channel is very new, so I'm really excited for a lot of video ideas with that one. And actually, in about 2 weeks, I'll be releasing a free 3-day beginner like muscle building home gym plan there on Boost Camp. I'm not affiliated; it's just free, so I'm just using that. So I'm gonna release that together with a video of how to explain how to use that program, basically, for I think beginners up until intermediates can use it. And I do trust that program because I'll be running it myself maybe next month. Just the 4-day version, a little bit more intense, because I consider myself like a high intermediate. So yeah, Home Gym Gainz, and I'll see you guys there.
Awesome. Well, my man, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for taking time to.
Thank you, sir.
In your case, thank you for staying up way too late with
Way
Garage
too
Gym
late
Life.
with Garage Gym Life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love
And,
it, bro.
Yeah, man. Enjoy it. Have a good weekend, and my best to your family. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
See you guys.
That was my guy Kevin from Home Gym Gains. You saw that was a lot of fun. It is now the 9 o'clock hour and 9 o'clock a.m., 6 a.m. Pacific time. So shout out to everybody who's waking up on the West Coast. Thank you guys for joining us here. This is the anniversary of me starting to live stream. This was I did not know if this was going to work, but I've always been the kind of person that is more willing to just try stuff. And you know, even if I'm scared, I didn't know if anybody was going to show up to actually watch the show, if I'd be just streaming to myself. And then, believe it or not, I actually talked somebody into coming on to be a guest. All right. That's how crazy we are. Not only did we not know if anybody was going to be on watching, but I was able to talk somebody, some crazy dude who also is an entrepreneur, and he's building his brand. And he said, you know what, man, I understand how it is. I'm gonna support you. And so everybody, we brought him back. Show your love, Mike Reed.
How's it going?
What's up, man? Mike, you know what today is?
1 year anniversary of the Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life.
It's our anniversary. They're playing our song, Mike. Actually, let me stop before people start saying we're married. Let's just cut that out right now. All right, it's 2025. You got to be careful. All right, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Man, I'm pretty dang excited. Not just, you know, because obviously we made it through a year, but also just in general, seeing how things have been growing and changing in the home gym community. So I'm excited about learning about all this stuff. I'm excited about all the people I'm meeting and everything. I'm just motivated, man. It's a good time. It's a good time. Like, this is like, if I were to go back to 2008 and tell myself, hey, this is what's coming, I don't even think I would have believed myself, to be honest with you. Because I was like, stuff was so bare bones. You know what I mean? Everything was so, just think about what YouTube looked like in 2008. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm excited about what's going on right now. So let's go ahead and dive right into what we got going on, because I want to show you something before we jump into the questions I have for you. All right, so you have not seen this. Specifically for you, Mike. Here we go. So this is me. There's no sound because there's no sound. But did you see what I did first? See that right there?
Hey, look at that.
Hey, not one, but two Micro Gainz plates. And there's another set on the other side. You know why? Because I've got plate hanger right there from you. And I got another plate. You can't really see, but you see the bolts for it right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. I'm trying to see. Yeah. I see it's on the back side, right?
Yep. I got the bolts right there. I got the plate hanger right there. And those are the bolts right there. And so I don't have to walk all the way around the rack every time I want to get my weights. And so I'm doing, I think, actually, let me look. I think that's 308. I knew you were about to ask me that, and I don't remember. It's 308 and a half pounds.
That's awesome. 30. I love odd numbers like that.
308 and a half. And awesome. Actually, so I'm at the point in the training cycle now where, you know, that was my last set. And so although my max is 381, the point of it is I'm at a point where it's like I'm pushing, you know, that's the heaviest I've ever been able to lift, you know? So if I were making 5-pound jumps, let's say I had 2.5s, if I was making 5-pound jumps, some of these wouldn't happen. Sure. So I wanted to play that first because that's my way of saying thank you, because you're allowing me to I've made continuous progress since I started this training cycle back in August. I made continuous progress, you know, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't have microplates. So that's the energy I had when I commented on your post on Instagram.
Yeah, I was just going to say about that. You definitely, there was like a paragraph. You were like, bang, this is why you need microplates.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Sure.
So as I said, as I said, and so of course we got people who are already saying hello to you. Of course, it says Big Mike. Hey, so your fans have arrived. Your fans are here. And did you hear what Kevin said about what's coming out next from Micro Gainz?
Yeah. So
was that accurate?
That was accurate.
What?
I don't know Kevin. He literally, I mean, I saw it on your podcast that he was going to be the first guest. And then he DM'd me a couple hours ago about the product and asked if we ship to Japan. Okay. So that's what Rory, the new Barbell plates are brilliant. Thank you, Rory. Appreciate that.
Yes.
That is the product that he just happened to find me too today.
Here's the truth. Joey said Kevin is our man on the inside. Kevin has all the information, all right, in his lair. He's there in his lair, and he's got like the big, like they have in the Batcave. He got monitors to watch everything. So he's watching what you're making. All right, he sees you when you're sleeping. He sees you when you're making stuff. So you were my first guest when we started the show, as I said. You've been on
crazy,
time,
by the way.
I mean,
I actually said that to you when you were like, "Hey, you were my first guest." I was like, "Really? I don't even know if I realized that." And then just real quick, I don't know how many people tuned in live on the first show. It was a handful, right?
Yeah, it was very.
I looked today, and when I just looked before I hopped on, there was 1,000 people watching live, which is crazy. So I just want to say congratulations, because it had to be a few people, right? The first time. It always is like that.
I don't know if we cracked
5. I don't remember.
I don't know if we had 10 people watching initially. I don't think
so. And that was awesome. Oh, Joey was there.
Dude, I was so scared because I was like, think about it. Like everybody else, first of all, everybody told me it was stupid to try it. Sure. And I mean, they gave me logical reasons. Like, look, nobody even knows nobody's going to know what this is. Right. Nobody's going to wake up this early to just hear people talk about weights and gym equipment. People trying to get their day started. Why would they want to, tune in for this? And I was just like, yeah, but I want to give people something different. And I wanted it to really have the sports talk radio, like kind of like that, like just crazy, a little bit irreverent morning drive feel where the conversation could just go left or right and it's okay. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, keep it family friendly because you got people's kids who may be listening while you're doing it. And so I was like, I felt like I was behind the 8 ball a little bit, but I was like, we'll never know if this is possible if somebody doesn't try. So if it crashes,
is anyone doing a live show? Well, no. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts out there, but I don't know of anyone that does a live show for sure. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's
so
awesome
far it's me and it's Jake. Jake started his live show 2 weeks ago, I think, Jake.
Oh wow, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so he just started going live.
Podcast from Jake, but
yeah, he goes live every Tuesday at 9:30. I'm sorry, 9:30 Eastern time. So yeah, so everybody who wants to check that out, check out Garage Gym Radio every Tuesday morning at 9:30 Eastern time, and he'll be going live, and it's basically a live version of his Neural News newsletter.
Gotcha.
Right, and he does it with Mike from Nights Like Mike. So yeah,
okay. Cool.
Anyway, so and you've now, to be fair, you've been on since then, okay? But we've never really taken the time to discuss all of the changes that have occurred for Micro Gainz. We've touched on things here and there, but you've grown a lot personally and as a brand in the last 52 weeks. I mean, you're not even in the same location you were in when we started the show. So go ahead and talk about like all the things that have happened.
So what you just referenced, we did. I made an Instagram post about it. We moved to a new location at the beginning of November. We were renting a space, which was about 800 square feet for the last 3 years, from 2022 to 2024. I used to do everything in my garage, obviously, before that, and my shed even before that. So we just kind of outgrew it, and we're looking for a new place. And now we're renting a place that's about 5,000 square feet, so quite a bit bigger. We have, more employees, and we are making dumbbell plates all the time. So we have a nice space. It's actually even closer to my house, and really excited about that. We have We can get in and out whenever we want. Like there was just like different rules with the last place that I was at, and we were in like we were inside of a manufacturing company's like back room essentially, and we used one of their bay doors. So they operated their company, and we were just sort of in the back of it, and we had to walk through their stuff. So we now have our own place where it's just us in there, and we have a lot of space. We have a dock so we can send and receive shipments. I now have an office. I didn't have an office before. So yeah, so it's really nice to see like the growth, because it was only only in 2021, I was still working in my garage, kind of where I'm at now. This is my home office in my garage that we used to work out of for the whole thing. We used to have Micro Gainz in like a closet. That's like no joke. So yeah, that was one of the big moves that we made just for growth's sake. And, over the last year, which I can't believe it's been 52 weeks since the last one, that's crazy. So dude, it's just like so much has happened. And one of the biggest things we had happen this year was the redesign of our 2.5 pound dumbbell plates. We sold the version for the first year, and it was, I would say, too thick. That was usually the chief complaint about the 2.5. It was about 0.625 inches thick. When you throw two of those on a dumbbell handle, didn't leave enough room for your hand. So we redesigned that product. And so around today, or a couple days ago, is when we launched the pre-order for the new thinner version. We made it larger in diameter by 1 inch, and we made it thinner. We cut 1/4 inch out of each plate in thickness. So it's about 0.4 inches now. We ended up launching those. You could pre-order them in January, February, March. We ended up launching those in like April and May. So one of the other things we have there, you can see that magnetic weight storage pin. That's been pretty popular. You can magnetize that to like a dumbbell rack, and you can put your dumbbell plates on. People didn't know what to do with their dumbbell plates. Right. So would they leave them on the dumbbell? Did they set them on the floor? They didn't know what to do. So we have this pin magnetizes to a power rack or a dumbbell rack, and you can put up to 10 pounds on that. So you can put 4 of your dumbbell plates on there, or 4 of your 2.5s, 4 of your 1.25s. So that was a pretty unique product. That's actually made out of aluminum, so it won't rust. And it's pretty strong. The magnets are pretty strong. So that was one of the products. We came out with some cases for the dumbbell plates for easy transportation back and forth to the gym. We have the rack attachment, which you mentioned. And that was something we came out with a few months ago to store your micro plates. Same situation. What do I do with my micro plates? And where do I put them on the rack? Do I put them on like the plate tree? So we came out with something like that, so you can store them as well. So those are a couple of the new products over the year. And one of the bigger ones, which we've only sold a few of so far, is the Micro Gainz blob trainer. So Coach Hart might have mentioned that. You might have, I don't know if you've seen it.
Funny you said that, because look at what the comment is.
We want more blob trainers. So
there you go.
We came out with a blob trainer, which is modeled after it for like grip training, lifting. It's modeled after a Fat Man blob, which is half of a 100-pound dumbbell. They cut, there it is. It's actually sold out. So they cut the one side off, and this is made out of cast aluminum. And it's on a loadable pin. So the blob actually unscrews, and you can load weight on there.
Put weights,
and work your way up. So the reason this is important is because most people can't even lift a blob, the real Fat Man blob. It's 50 some pounds, 50 pounds, 52 pounds. It depends. You can't even lift it off the ground. This product weighs about 14.5, 15 pounds. Eric has one. That's true. He might have the original one from HomeGymCon. I had 2 there that we sold. So yeah, Joey does have it too. I thought he did too. So there's a few out there. And this starts around 14 to 15 pounds. So you can just get started, and you can load up with Olympic weights. You can get all the way up to train. No one really makes anything quite like it here in America. There's a couple, I can't remember the company. There's one that makes it out of, they don't make it out of aluminum. I know that. We decided to do that. The feel is similar to steel in this case, and it's all about the feel and the shape of it. And we actually make these in-house, crazily enough. So we have to cast the aluminum, and then we make and weld the pins. So that's the reason that they're sold out. They take a while to make. And right now in Pennsylvania, it's like 0 degrees. Can't cast in the garage when it's this cold. So we're actually holding up like a list right now of people. So
you taking pre-orders?
So no, and that the reason was I wanted to make sure. So my father-in-law, was a blacksmith by trade, helps me make these. And I didn't want to take a pre-order, then have a whole bunch of stress and pressure to get them out. Because what happens when I do a pre-order, which is what I did with the 2.5 pound dumbbell plate, is I get an email every week. hey, when's it coming out? Hey, where's the pre-order? Hey, I ordered this. And we just wanted to avoid it this time around. And so what we've been trying to do is make enough to cover. You can subscribe to the wait list, and then I get a number. So if it's 20 people, I know we got to make roughly 20 blobs and then put it back out. Not everyone will buy, but at least we'll have a number to try to hit. So there's not as much pressure on him because he can make like 6 a day whenever it's a little warmer out. And obviously we're literally, it's like, I'm gonna have to do a video at some point, melting down scrap aluminum, putting it in these patterns, these sand castings, pulling them out. It's a really cool process, and no one's really making them like that, which is kind of why we got into it. It's more of a niche project. And I had a couple of bigger guys in the grip space, Jed Johnson and Lucas from Armstead. Test it out.
Jed Diesel. Okay.
Jed Diesel, that's right. So I had them test it out before I even launched it because I wanted to make sure it was good. Didn't want to put it out and have like a bunch of like backlash or like it didn't feel right. So, and we've even had a few that we've cast and we've actually recast because they didn't feel right. They didn't look right. So we're still, but yeah, every single one is like very individualized. So there's going to be casting lines on it and sort of some pseudo imperfections because like this is not happening at a manufacturing hub. And because it's such a low volume, you know, that's probably why people don't do this because casting is expensive to get into. And that's why you just don't see a lot of made in America cast products. There's obviously things out there. Not saying there's not.
No. I understand. It's like the cost benefit. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So with this, which is more of a low volume thing, it's kind of worked out because I've been able to create like a little bit of demand, you know, like we'll like say it's available, we'll sell out, and then like, you know, it goes back to the wait list. So that's been kind of cool. And we definitely want to get more out as soon as we can.
So in the SWOT analysis, we've arrived at opportunity. And here's what I want to show you. You're probably familiar with this already. That's the sign-up sheet for HomeGymCon, where people can go on there and basically put an order in, and then they can do what I did with the plate hanger and the Micro Gainz plates. Show up at your booth to pick up their stuff. So do you have any plans on adding yourself to this list so people can kind of do pre-purchases? That way it'll kind of fulfill that too, because you'll know how many blobs you need to take with you to HomeGymCon rather than just let's take a bunch.
I did know that Jake had this. I have not put my name on this yet. Last year, I came with my family to HomeGymCon, and I brought like as much stuff as I could, which was like a couple of each product. Didn't know how much we would sell, more or less like demo stuff.
Right.
Hi, Jake.
Yeah. I remember your kids being there. I think they said I was their favorite person.
That probably, I think.
They didn't say that, but in my head, that's what they said. So, you know.
And I brought to bring all the kids, I had like a Ford Expedition. So we packed everything in the back of the truck there. And obviously selling more stuff's great because you don't have to bring it home. We definitely brought some stuff home. I will probably jump on this to see who's interested in what. I'll probably won't bring my kids this year. I'll probably bring my truck this time. It was like a last minute thing. But anyway, we'll probably join that and maybe make some extra blobs and we'll definitely have one there to show people how it is, kind of like we did last year.
And also I think too that the other advantage of that is like I said, you know, so number one, you'll know how many you need to bring. But also you can potentially, because if people are willing to buy it ahead of time, you can pay for your trip before you ever leave the house with the sales. And then you just show up, give everybody their stuff, and maybe have a few extra to sell, you know, just in case there's people who didn't buy ahead of time. But that, I think, is like one of the biggest advantages. I know that Dean from Black Widow did something like this last year. He made stuff, then he just arranged with people, hey, I'm going to be at HomeGymCon. You can just pick it up there. So then, you know, then nobody has to worry about shipping. So you know, there's that. Because like when you and I did it, I actually had to pay for it there. And let's say, you know, obviously it worked out because of the you didn't have any issues with the internet. But you know, sometimes your Square doesn't work because you can't connect or whatever. So if they pay for it ahead of time, basically they just got to show up, and you got to have like a list of the people who prepaid and just say, here you go, here's your stuff. Yeah. You know, so yeah, I think that's a fantastic opportunity. So yeah, that's that. Since we were talking about HomeGymCon already, we're under 6 months away. So there are a ton more companies attending. We just found out that there's a brand from Japan attending. I'm excited to see them. What's the thing that's got you most excited for HomeGymCon 2025, I know
Mostly,
what excites us, but what excites you as a brand owner?
well, I mean, for sure, it's like, I mean, it feels like dramatically larger. And I mean,
Well,
last year was pretty big. And we were at last year's, we weren't at the first one. We were originally slated to be at the first one. My wife had a baby. So I could not make it to the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to walk around actually, even more than to be in my booth, to see all of these companies. Some I haven't heard of, some I have. Always cool to see this stuff in person. You see so much on Instagram and Facebook and all these products, but you don't get a chance to try them or at least check them out in person. Always like meeting people at the booth and people that give me their ideas and haven't seen the dumbbell plates and want to know how big they were. Or in this case, hey, I remember the blob trainer last year. I think I'm right next to Fringe. Coincidentally, I was next to them last year. And then on the other side is Lucas from Arm Assassin. So that'll actually work out because, like,
I'm about to say there's some synergy right there. Then
there is. Yeah, I actually brought my trainer over for him to test last year while he was there. So yeah, that'll actually work out great. The guys from Fringe were super nice. I just met them last year.
There's some
we had
good
a great time
good
being
dudes.
next to each other. But yeah, I mean, it'll be cool. We'll probably have some new products there that maybe aren't released, kind of what we did last year. And yeah, just get the feedback. I like the energy there, and I think obviously it's in a bigger city, so we'll probably get some more foot traffic this year, even more than last year. So that'll be pretty cool as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this moment to encourage people to learn from my mistake. So when you go there, if you decide you want to buy the plate hanger, just go ahead and buy 2. Okay. I was like, I cannot believe, because so it was a little bit tongue in cheek when you came on, and I was like, you're the recliner of rage because you didn't sell me 2, right? But it's the kind of thing I actually didn't think about it, because I'm looking at it like my dumbbell stand. My dumbbell rack. My dumbbell rack. I've got one dumbbell rack, and it's just like kind of centrally located. No, what's the big deal? But that's not how my weights are. The rest of my weights are mounted on, normally they're mounted on the rack on either side, or sometimes they're in 2 different plate trees. And I was just like, dude, I'm wasting so much time walking around, because you got to think, I'm also doing math, right? So I'm like, okay, I need this. Oh no, maybe I need this. And I'm like doing it in my head. So it just makes it more complicated walking back and forth, trying to, oh no, I forgot, I misloaded. Okay, go back over here and get it again, right? And that just was driving. I was like, I'm about to go high and to the right. Why don't I have 2 of these? And that's what led to me saying, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to Mike. Mike, I just need another one. And in future, only sell these in a pair. Because it's going to drive out. And so for you, though, you figured I was going to just put it like in a central spot, like facing the rack. You just go get it. But I was like, no, dude, 1 on each side. I was like, why am I going? I'm crashing out because I'm going through it right now in a way that you wouldn't expect. And of course, it always was worse on the days when I was rushing, trying to get out of the house. I was like, okay, I've only got like, let's say 15 minutes to get in here and do what I can. So every minute matters. And I'm like, I don't have time to be running laps around here. I'm getting my steps in and getting mad at the same time. So yeah, everybody, if you buy 1, buy 2. So what other time-saving products do you have on the site?
Time-saving products?
Yeah. Because you mentioned like being able to, like, there's a convenience factor with the dumbbell, the dumbbell plate thing, the magnetic. Yeah, magnetic. So, but that's also to me is a time saver, because you don't have to like spend time like when you're coming in to set up the gym, everything's in one spot. So what other like convenience / time saving things do you have?
Coincidentally, with the pin, because of the rack attachment, how you mentioned buying 2, like we had the, it wasn't long after I had the pin out that I have it set up so you can have 2 pins as well. Because what was happening was you'd have you can't put all your plates on 1 pin, right? Let's say you have 2.5 pound dumbbell plates and 1 1/4, that's 8 plates. And then it just becomes like I'm pulling 4 plates off to get my other 4. So then we started selling a 2-pack, and now we sell a ton of 2-packs, because like if you have both sizes, you want to have 2 separate ones attached, and then you can access your stuff. So
you're slowly coming to my way of thinking.
Yeah, like the double pack, man. That's it.
Dose life, dose life, dose life. We got a question. I'm assuming this is a question for you from Eric. So speaking of HomeGymCon and Rep's recent partnerships, would you ever license to Chinese manufacturers to increase production and volumes, and you just take your cut?
Probably not. We are, I think if I understand your question, so I don't know if you're talking specifically about any Micro Gainz product or the blob trainer, because we were talking about that when your question popped up. But I mean, mostly we're made in the USA. We've been like that since day one. All of our products are made in the US, and we are trying to essentially vertically integrate Micro Gainz and have more stuff done in-house, so we don't have to even use manufacturers outside of Micro Gainz in some cases. I'd like to bring more stuff inside so we can make it and then make it more cost effective for people, and have more quality control and things like that. So I don't see the major advantage to doing that. I feel like it might cheapen or devalue the brand. I feel like it's tough for us to safeguard quality and customer service. So yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, more specifically the plates. So, I mean, clearly, like, you know, with our fractional plates, which you can kind of see back here, I mean, you can get them cheaper on Amazon from a made overseas company, but they're obviously not made in the US. I think we have maybe the most cost-effective made in the US fractional plates, if that matters to you. Where once again, I used to like spray paint these things in my shed, and now we've obviously grown up quite a bit since then. Even the dumbbell plates, where they're made in the USA, we stamp in they're made in the USA. We hand assemble these things, we pick, pack, and ship them. We get to look at every single plate before it goes out. If I'm gonna have a manufacturer assemble these things and ship them right to Amazon or ship them to us, and we have to go through everything to make sure, I don't know if that would be good for us in the long term. That doesn't mean that like I don't know how to say, like, I'm not going to go out of business because like sales plummet and we need to make profit and we maybe have to choose an overseas supplier to stay in business. Like, I don't know if I'd put the company out of business for that, but as of right now, we're kind of strictly made in the US.
All right. You also, so let's see here. So Carp said, I think he means like a Rep X Pepin partnership.
So like in other words, like Rep makes and Micro Gainz, Rep X Micro Gainz, like Rep makes Micro Gainz dumbbell plates or something like that, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm always.
But I
open
mean,
to
if you
more,
do license to Rep, then
yeah, I see.
They're
Yeah.
still making, you know, they still have Chinese manufacturing. So
I see. Yeah. I'll be honest, never been approached by any large company ever about doing any partnerships at all. I'll always been small players in the game that have asked us about different products or things like that. Never been approached by a large manufacturer. Don't know if they're looking at Micro Gainz and the dumbbell plates. No idea. But I mean, I'm always open to those conversations because I think that collaboration is better than competition.
What about, say, an adjustable mace and Indian club company? Would you be willing?
You know, I've had guys you mentioned the mace. I think I came on at the tail end of your conversation with the last gentleman.
Yeah, like
you mentioned mace.
Like, let's say I know a guy named Don who has a company that makes that stuff.
Yeah, so keep it at home. So I think it's ADEX specifically, and he's in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if our micro plates, I don't know if one size or both sides actually fit on maces that you can like swing around, I believe. I have a couple of guys that have done this before, and they've asked me about plates specifically for maces. I'm sure you don't want to go up a lot of weight there. You're not throwing 5s and 10s on those, I'm sure.
You'll do it
going
once.
up in smaller increments. I'm not sure like the diameter of a mace or what that exactly looks like, but I know that people have asked me about micro plates for that application.
So what I'm gonna commit to both of you is I will bring one of you, whichever one is the most mobile at the time, over to the other one's booth at HomeGymCon, and that way you guys can meet each other. That way you can see the maces, because I have them, but they're downstairs, and nobody wants to listen to me to the silence while I walk downstairs to get them. But yeah, I think it's one of those things where you guys might even see an opportunity to collaborate just from being around each other. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, because he essentially has something like that for his maces and clubs as well. So there may be potential for a collaboration there. He said, and Don said, we'll see you then. So there you go.
Good, man. Yeah,
it's set in stone. So Joey said, I think Micro Gainz could make a better adder weight for the Rep X Pepin dumbbells than the included one. So I see a lot of complaints for the included adders. Okay,
so I can comment on this. I've been asked about this multiple times. So what's happening with Micro Gainz is we started as a fractional plate company for barbells. We invented the dumbbell plate. That is probably now the product that we're most well known for. And what is transformed is I've been asked so many times, like I own probably more adjustable dumbbells than anyone. Like on my floor, I have Power Blocks and Core and Snowed and Nuobells. And so I've got like, Iron Masters. I've got a bunch of different adjustable dumbbells. So what happened is the question happens all the time, will these dumbbell plates work on my dumbbells? Well, we basically design them for regular fixed dumbbells. In certain cases, they do fit on adjustable dumbbells. Adjustable dumbbells have gotten better over the years, better and better. And so our dumbbell plates, because all of these adjustables are sort of made uniquely, we are like coming up with like different solutions, I guess. So like our dumbbell plate will work on a Snow dumbbell on the handle. In the Rep Pepin's case, I actually put a Micro Gainz dumbbell plate on a Rep Pepin at HomeGymCon to see if it would fit. And it does, a 1 1/4. But you know, they build these like cages around the handles, or like the handles are really short on certain adjustable dumbbells. So we get this. I've had this question multiple times, Joey, of whether or not we can do something like this. And I guess we've sort of now become this company where if our plate doesn't work for your dumbbell, we get asked about, can you come up with something else? So now we're like the go-to company for adding weight to dumbbells, or inadvertently becoming the go-to company.
There are worse things.
There are worse things. Yeah. So where and I've wanted to do this on the website for a long time, was like, what product do you recommend? I have Power Block Pros. What will work? What won't work? Because like you'll have Power Blocks, you'll buy our dumbbell plate. It won't work on this model. I got to return it. So the Nuobell plate, which is we just came out with a couple days ago. That's this product. This product specifically magnetizes to the opening on a Nuobell at the top of the plate above the dial to add 2.5 pounds. So 1 1/4 for each plate. You can essentially double your whole set of Nuobells. This is something new, something we've worked on for months. It was actually at HomeGymCon as well as a prototype, and we finally came out with it a couple days ago. Our dumbbell plates don't work because the Nuobell handle is like 4 inches. So once you put our dumbbell plates on, there's no room for your hand. So this is a great way to add incremental weight to your Nuobell, because not everybody can go up by 5 pounds depending on the exercise. The Rep Pepin, same thing. I ordered a set of Rep Pepin. I didn't know this was going to be such a thing. When the first pre-order came down, I didn't order them. I just ordered a set. So a couple weeks ago, and I think they're due to ship in February. So we'll probably do some prototyping there. Most people don't like the adder weight that he's talking about. It has like a pop pin that comes down, and the pin, I think, inserts, and the pins kind of hang out. Yeah. So we are going to look at that and see what we can do. And I'm not trying to step on the toes of Nuobell or Snowed or Power Block or Rep Pepin, but just that we've become this company that people are now turning to come up with unique solutions for their set of dumbbells.
Okay. So you see the comment from Rory, said if you could do something like what you did for the Nuobells with the Pepins, he said that's a guaranteed sale right there from Rory. So there you go.
Yeah. And that's like, so our dumbbell plates will work on some of these dumbbells, but maybe it's not the best way still to do it, if that makes sense. You can get a 1 1/4 dumbbell plate on a Rep Pepin. You have to sort of put it in sideways and open it and put it on. It's doable. It's not like the easiest thing in the world. So we are looking at other solutions for all the dumbbells. That's the first thing. When I launched this, I mean, I already got questions about Power Blocks, and I got questions about Snow dumbbells. You're making something like this for Snow.
So Eric said he could use them on the outside of his Power Blocks.
Yes, you could. You could do that. We have a unique solution for Power Blocks that we've worked on for a few months as well. We haven't come out with, but
you can tell us
something that
it's just us here. You can tell
it's just us. Yeah, like I'm like slowly, but so we're working on something specifically for Snowed. We're definitely working on something for that, which is a modification of this product. So that will be coming potentially in a few weeks to probably a few months, because it just takes a while to make sure the prototype.
Will it be out by HomeGymCon?
June, I would say yes.
Okay, all right. So
something.
So that right there, that's another reason to come to your booth.
Yeah.
So you got to tease.
Right. I'll have those Rep Pepins, and I'll probably get a chance to make maybe a prototype for that. And then it's just like there's been like just so many good adjustable dumbbells now, and we want to make sure we're on top of it, I guess. And in this case, the Power Blocks too, we have like, once again, we have a unique solution for that. A lot of this stuff, I don't put the stuff on Instagram, usually our prototype stuff. Sometimes if I'm really not sure, I'll tease something to get a little feedback, but we usually play it pretty close to the chest, kind of like other companies do.
Oh yeah, of course. So Kevin's going to be buying them. Kevin's supposed to be asleep. Well, actually, he doesn't have to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Never mind. Stay up with me. Keep on staying up, Kevin. So he said he's going to get the Nuobell add-ons for sure. And Joey said, I see it as a win-win, better experience for the user and more sales for both companies, which goes right into what I was going to ask you about collaboration in general. First of all, is there any truth to the rumor that the reason why all of your Vintage Gainz products are sold out is because Rob is just hoarding them at his house? What do you have a comment on that?
That rumor is not true. So
is it even partially true or anything? Okay.
I don't think so. We had better than expected sales over Christmas, and it just takes a little bit of time to get these made. So they're laser cut steel. That takes a few weeks to make. We then have to mill the back to get the magnets in the back. So we have to mill an 1/8 inch deep pocket by 1/2 inch, 2 of them on each of those plates. That takes time in a machine shop. Then we send them back to get powder coated, and then we have to laser them. So there's multiple steps involved in this. And it took time. And I think we weren't expecting as many. It did pretty well over Christmas, long story short. And we weren't expecting so much. So I actually have, I have the plates milled. Now I'm actually taking them potentially my powder coater today. So I'm hoping to have them back in a couple weeks.
All right. So if anybody needs to borrow money, Rob is the one to go to because he is making the sales. All right. Let's see. Make sure I didn't skip anybody. And so Eric said if you have the prototype for the Power Blocks at HomeGymCon, he's taking them home. Okay. So there you go.
Fair enough.
It's a threat and a promise at the same time. But so seriously about the collaboration thing, I was actually even talking about it earlier. Like, I think that too many times people have an idea and then they, maybe a small creator or they make like a small batch because they're not sure. They don't have funding and they don't know if it's going to work. And then a bigger company sees it and they say, oh, that's a good idea. And then they take the idea and, the original person gets forgotten. And not saying you're like this big conglomerate, but you do have time invested in the distribution and production aspect that somebody just starting out today wouldn't have. So you're further down the road. And I love that you choose to collaborate with people when they have these ideas instead of just copying. Oh, that looks like a good idea. I'll just copy it. You know what I mean? I love that you do that. So talk about how the collaborations develop for you. Do people just reach out to you? Is it based off of you knowing the person already? Because, just about anybody shiesty could just reach out and say, hey, I want you to make me some metal shoelaces or something. And then whatever. That's the first thing I thought about. But you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you say, okay, this one makes sense to do and it's worth the time and effort? Because while you're making that, you can't make something else because there's, you're a small shop. So what goes into the thought process of saying whether this idea is worth running with? And this is somebody I want to be in business with.
Sure. So usually, people they reach out to me. I don't typically reach out, but they'll reach out and say, like, I have this idea and maybe I could run it past you. Cause I'm very upfront when I talk about like entrepreneurial things. You want to chat, you want to chop it up. We can talk about the product. I'll give you my thoughts on it. Typically someone will come up with something that's sort of in my space. So people aren't talking to me about like barbells or racks, right? But they're gonna be like, hey, I'm thinking about an attachment for this, or in Rob's case, hey, there's a thing that I think would be good for Micro Gainz and adding micro weight to weight plates to balance them out. For our collaboration with Gympin, which we've had now for years, they wanted to bring the Gympin stateside and they were looking for a manufacturer, and we happened to be the right company at the time because it was, once again, we make the 3-inch pin, the mini pin, and it works with our micro plates and smaller weights. We don't make the longer Gympin or anything like that. And they reach out to me. We kind of go back and forth and we flesh out the ideas. And, there's times if I know the person, like that's different, but I have no problem being honest and upfront saying like, no, I don't think this is going to work, or you should probably come up with the idea first. I think Rob famously, and I don't know if it's on a podcast, probably a year or two ago now with Vintage Gainz, I think he first presented me the idea and I said, hey, and I don't know if he directly wanted to collaborate with me the first time, but it was just kind of talking about the idea. I said, hey, find a manufacturer, drop a prototype, work on that first. And then we kind of came back together a year later and I was like, well, I'll be that manufacturer. So, but yeah, so I'm all for it. And if we can help, because I was small once, like I said, we used to, hand sticker weight plates and ship stuff out, didn't have boxes. And it was just me for years while I worked full time at my job. And now we have, for a small company, a little bit of scale. You know, we know how to pick, pack, and ship things. We do that very well. We can get things started very quickly. I have relationships with certain manufacturing partners that I can get things off the ground quicker than maybe some. Most people don't know how to even get started, right? The conversations I avoid typically, and we also get these, are like, here's my idea. I want you to sign this like NDA before we talk about it. I'm like, I'm completely uninterested right now, because it's just like, I'm not the guy, and I'm not going to tell anybody either. Like, I'm not into stealing people's ideas. Don't want to be known as that company. So, I mean, you can tell me about it or not. That's okay. You know, I always want other entrepreneurs to kind of flesh out their idea a little bit first, and maybe come up with some type of prototype or something. And you want to have like some skin in the game. You don't just, I feel like a lot of people come up with an idea and they want to sell it and get like a royalty, right? You don't even know if it's going to be successful. Like, you have an idea, you have no idea how it's going to sell, what platform you're going to sell it on, who's going to make it, how much is that going to cost, how much is it going to take to pick, pack, and ship it, who's going to assemble it. And I think it's just like, I have this great idea, but I don't know, you know, will you buy it from me? And I think that's ridiculous. And I know people do this, but like, I think that is like, I'm not interested in doing that. You have ideas and we can go back and forth and talk about it. And I'm always open for those kind of collaborations, especially, you know, we're a smaller company, so I know where people have been. And now that we're bigger, I'd like to help out and give back.
Awesome. So like Eric said that Robin, he had a discussion about vintage weights in year 1 of HomeGymCon. So it was cool to see the idea come to life. And I think it also helped too that Rob was part of the grip competition.
Yes.
So he had a little bit, so obviously he had his YouTube channel, and then he had the stuff that he does for Jake on Garage Gym Radio YouTube channel. But then also, I mean, like, a lot of things were happening at the same time. He made, you know, he had the touch point with Soranex, you know, because he was starting to write the book. And then, so I think that was, you never know once you get into it, like, what are going to be the things that'll make this thing take off or whatever. So I'm pretty happy that worked out.
I think that another point to bring up, people ask about patenting and things like that a lot too, because everyone's trying to like safeguard their idea. Like, everyone's going to come and want to steal it. Like, you haven't even fleshed out your idea yet. There's no prototype. You haven't sold any. Like, how do you know it's going to be the next $1 million idea? And there are certain products that I think should be patented. So like my Micro Gainz dumbbell plates, we have 2 patents on that. That makes sense. We even had we had a previous version with the rubber bands around it. Our first version, I was able to test the market, knew that there was probably going to be enough sales, and then patented the new version. So I was able to get out there and test it before I ran out and spent tens of thousands of dollars on a patent. I think people think that their idea is going to be so great, and it takes a lot of work to get something out there, you know, a lot of work, probably more than people understand. And you're safeguarding a thing that like 99% of people won't do anything about. And the 1% that are going to copy it, we're going to do something anyway. And that's the way to look at it. Like, most people aren't going to do anything with it, because ideas are kind of crap without execution, you know?
I think so. This actually happened when I saw something that I did copy. It got copied, and
they copied your product. Is that
not a product? Like, it was so what happens with me is, since I don't really have product, I mean, I've got merch, right? But I'm not, and by design, I don't have per se products, right? So I'm open to doing collaborations with companies. Like, hey, I have an idea that makes sense, and we work together on developing it, and then I will help to promote it. But the idea of me becoming like doing what you do is very uninteresting to me, right? But what happens quite a bit, and people don't really think anything of it, because to them, well, all you do is talk to people, right? All you do is, you know, you might write an article here or there. You know, it was like back when I was really blogging all the time, and well, all you did was write it down. It didn't really matter, right? But there's quite a bit of copying of ideas, because for what we do, it's kind of like watching a TV show. If I can't hold your interest, you'll go watch something else. Well, if you go watch something else, then that impacts my ability to attract brands to, for example, come on the show. All right. So if I can't get anybody to come on the show starts to slowly go away. Right. And by the way, Eric said that there is somebody who has had a live podcast, and their name is Swole Normus. And apparently he's been doing a live show. Let's see here, 3,184 days in a row now. So
What is
I
that,
checked
like
it out.
10 years?
Yeah, so I looked on his I
Wow.
looked him up, and he's got like 157,000 YouTube subscribers. So
Wow.
I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna check it out because I had never heard of this guy
Yeah.
before. But now I'm interested. But anyway, so you'll see like there is a little bit of copying. You have a guest on, and then somebody else wants to get the guest on or whatever. I don't care about that. But I do understand the whole notion of, from you guys' perspective, of somebody taking your idea that you took time to flesh out. Like if somebody just said, hey, this is probably the best example. I did a documentary a few years ago called The Why Project. And I went around and I asked people what their why, like, what's your why for working out in a home gym? The budget was very tight. So we basically went only places I could drive to. So that limited the people we could talk to. And we ended up, like, people actually watched some of the episodes and cried because of hearing the stories of these people, right? So let's say somebody else decides they're going to do the same thing, but they give me no credit, It's kind of like, to me, that's like a slap in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like I did the proof of concept. You know what I mean? So I get it. And then for you guys, it's even more because you're spending the time building the thing, the manufacturing, man hours, and all that kind of stuff, So I do get it. So I did not plan on asking you this, but I am curious now. Like, what do you do if, like, you look on Etsy and somebody's like got some 3D printed thing that they have in there that they made in their basement or whatever, and it's an obvious copy of something, and maybe not necessarily your just of something, right? Yeah. Even like your I don't know why I can't remember what to call this thing, the storage thing for the dumbbell plates. I'm gonna look it up now because I can't. This is driving me nuts that I can't remember what it's called, and I don't want you to tell me either.
Magnetic pin.
I said don't tell me.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
The Micro Gainz magnetic weight plate storage pin. That's the one. Yeah. All right. So let's say somebody 3D prints a plastic one of those on Etsy. What do you think when you see stuff like that?
So, I mean, a couple things run through your mind. Obviously, if it's a product that I have a patent on, I immediately I look at it and I'm like, okay, is this infringe? Do I need to get like a lawyer involved? This is the whole reason, right? A lawyer said the only reason you want a patent is for sue protection. That's the only thing it is. That's all it is, right? So you look at that, and then if you decide, okay, it's not going to be, that's not going to be that. I don't like reach out. Usually, I don't think I've ever reached out to the people that sell the product or anything. I might buy it and bring it in-house and take a look at it. I've done that before with the people that have knocked off our dumbbell plates, and we'll bring it in-house and kind of look at it and be like, okay, yeah, the quality's not here. It's not that. And then it's definitely frustrating. But typically they're not, I don't want to say they're oftentimes like fly-by-nighters, if that makes sense, or like not real companies. So you go on Amazon, the couple companies that have a sort of dumbbell plate, the one that ripped off my whole previous design with the rubber band around it, it's an exact copy of the old dumbbell plate made by a overseas company. And I don't want to give them any credit here.
No.
Of course they undercut me, of course, right?
Of course.
But the product's not as good in every way. Like, it's worse. And what's ended up helping us is because like the reviews will be like, I bought this because it was cheaper than Micro Gainz.
Oh yeah.
Then, like, we're like shouted out in the review, right?
Yeah.
The quality's not this, it's not that. This isn't even a real company, right? These are practically fake companies that come up with like random 2 words, smash it together, and have like a weird company brand so they can sell products on Amazon to undercut people. It's not like Rep Fitness is coming out with a dumbbell plate that's designed just like mine, right? It's always these like random copycat companies. So for me, it's all about like, I do believe in like capitalism and building a business and what's all fair. And I didn't put a patent on that storage pin. So if you want to make one and you can make it better or cheaper or something, you know what I mean? You have the full right to do that. A lot of people make fractional plates for barbells. We're just one of the companies involved. What we're trying to do is build a brand, right? So that you think of Micro Gainz when you think of fractional plates for dumbbells or barbells. And I think of Micro Gainz kind of like, buying a Kleenex.
Starbucks and coffee.
Starbucks and coffee, Band-Aid for instead of a bondage strip, or whatever it is. You think about Micro Gainz. We're trying to build a brand. Like, does a shoe from Walmart fit your foot fine? You can walk around. Yeah. Is Nike a better shoe? Maybe, but do they have brand power behind it? Sure. That's the reason Nike sells so many freaking shoes. So I don't know if we're going to necessarily be like the Nike of microplates, but That's what we're trying to do, is trying to build a brand. These other businesses like the Fly By Night on Etsy that makes a storage pin, it's not trying to build a brand. They're trying to cash in briefly. That is a short-term strategy that won't work long-term, you know? And if people are willing to dump our brand and the customer service and the years we put in behind it, I mean, they were probably looking to dump it anyway, you know, or whatever. So that's kind of how I look at it. It doesn't mean I'm any less frustrated when I see a new company pop up, and doesn't mean I won't buy the product and check it out. And then you kind of get it and you're like, okay, we're probably good. But do they eat away a few sales? Sure. You know, does this other company take 50, 100 sales away from us a month? Maybe, you know, and that's just kind of like part of the game. It's frustrating. But what it does is it keeps us on our toes. It keeps us innovating stuff like this. I actually have a provisional patent on this as well. So, you know, just anything that I feel strong about, I'm going to do that. But other things I still like throw out into the ether. So he has the provisional patent too. There you go.
Yeah. So you see how I waited until you said provisional patent to pull it up there?
Literally, it's right here. So
I'm a professional. You understand? I'm a professional.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is a year's worth of doing it, right? You know, you're just like, comment. There it is. So
I mean, here's the thing. It's even more than that, and we're like way away from the script of the questions I was going to ask you, but that's okay. Because everything I'm doing now is part of, like, I was in college and they taught me how to interview people, how to build rapport, how to research things, how to recognize, you know, if something is like, basically you study. So like they taught us, like, you want to study broadcasters. If you're going to be doing TV or something, study broadcasters and then practice. And so I do that to this day. I study how other people are interviewing people. Sometimes I watch stuff I have zero interest in because I want to see if you can make me interested in it by how you help the person tell their story, right? And which is not good for my YouTube algorithm. That's why I made a second account so I can watch stuff. Like, it's just, you know, but man, it's just, I think there's also the fact that, and I wish more companies did this. So let's say I go down to the Nissan dealership to get my car worked on, right? While I'm there, I'll see keychains that say Nissan on them or whatever, and they work with a Nissan key. Okay, Nissan didn't necessarily make those keychains. They cooperated with a company that made keychains so that that company can now coexist with Nissan. Nissan doesn't have to make it, and the customer, and it works out for the customer. That, to me, is the thing that excites me most about seeing these collaborations. It's when a brand like yours can then maybe get distribution through Rep Fitness, because they know your stuff works, or like what Matthew Porter does with his stuff, with the Bells of Steel stuff. I'm like, hey, why don't you just carry his stuff, be a distributor for his stuff? Sometimes the money doesn't work out, so that's why they won't do it. But to me, that's where the possibility is. You know, like, this guy doesn't make barbells. He makes a thing that works with your barbell. Why not carry it? So now I don't have to go somewhere else to look for it. You know what I mean? Sure. Make life easier for me as a customer. Well, man, we are about 8 minutes away from the top of the hour, so I'm going to let you get your day started. But for everybody who wants to keep up with your brand, all the stuff you have coming up, maybe, you know, order some of your pre-orders, whatever. I want people to subscribe to your newsletter, because you got a ton of stuff in there. So talk about the newsletter, kind of do like your 30-second, your elevator pitch for the newsletter, and then let them know how they can keep in touch with Micro Gainz and find out everything that you got going on.
So the best way to keep in touch with us, you can follow at Micro Gainz. That's on all major platforms. The Instagram, we're most active on. Facebook as well. TikTok, we do have a YouTube channel where I've been doing shorts. We don't really do any long form, although I'd love to do some long form content at some point. God, this is actually really cool. So, yeah, the newsletter. So we've been sending out more. I used to send out like an email every quarter. Just wasn't very great at it. So we doubled down on email and have a lot more things coming out now, just to kind of refresh your memory. It's not always trying to sell something. Sometimes it's just about how Micro Gainz can help in physical therapy, or sometimes the advantages of 1-inch microplates, you know, certain products that we sell. So that's the cool thing about being a part of that. And then, of course, if we do have a great sale, you get notified as well. We still don't try to spam your mailbox. We're not sending out something every day. I've never liked that myself, so I didn't want to be the company that does that. So just trying to keep us top of mind as we come out with new products and different things, new colors. In this case, we have like 10 colors for our dumbbell plates now. So that's like a big one there.
Actually, I like the newsletter, just the way it looks. I'll show everybody what it looks like in my email inbox. Like I like the just from a design standpoint, it's like the big image like jumps out at you, and then you can just scroll down and you guys see how easy it is to just jump straight to whatever it is you want to do. So it's not, there's no fluff. It's not a whole bunch of whatever. It just gets right to the point.
Right.
Yeah. So it gets right to the point. I really do like that. Last thing, I'm gonna be doing the show live. I don't think you were on at the time when I said this, but I'm gonna be doing the show live from HomeGymCon again.
Oh, cool.
So I want to book you again. I want to book you now to be on the show that morning.
Lock it in.
Right? That's it. We will be definitely done. So we do it so that we are done 30 minutes before the expo opens. So depending on what you have to do that, for the day of the expo of the show or the convention, whatever, basically when you got to go down to your booth, we'll just set it up so that you have plenty of time to get out of there and get downstairs, and we will just work it out. We'll just talk more about it, but I would just want to lock you in that you're going to be there and that you will be on the show.
Awesome.
Okay, cool, man. Okay, wait a minute. All right, so we're gonna ignore Rory. Is apparently has gotten into the glue again because he said he wants the home gym community to have a limited run of pastels for Easter. We'll just completely ignore that. But this I stopped because I thought this was an important question to address. So Home Gym Physique said, I remember over a year ago when I was thinking of buying Micro Gainz, the price for delivery to the UK was horrendous. So what can you?
Yeah, I can. So I'll tell you, we ship internationally every day. We use UPS worldwide. Typically, that is usually the most cost-effective way to get it overseas. And the price that you pay there is the price that I am charged. So we don't upcharge it at all. So if it's going to be whatever your address is, worldwide sends it there. And then I think you pay fees and duties on arrival. We can't pay those pre. And it just depends on where you live. Like it could be 60, 80, $100. I don't control those. There is no way that we have found that gets it there any quicker. The USPS post office, sometimes you can do medium flat rates overseas. It is about the same price. So not trying to gouge anybody. There is no, we are literally charging a calculated rate on Shopify, which is calculated based on the shipping. So I don't make really any money on the shipping for international. So the only way to get stuff cheaper would be like if we had like a distributor. So in this case, we don't have anything in the UK. We do sell on Amazon Canada. So we ship product to Canada, but that's, we can ship that to Canada. We can't we don't have a distributor in the UK. So if anyone knows a distributor in the UK, that would be great. It's expensive to ship over there. It's expensive to ship a pallet of products over there. And then the price is going to be high. So I apologize for that shipping. We don't set those rates. Oh, yeah. Did you have a question, John?
You said if anybody knows a distributor in the UK.
I do. Yeah. I mean, it was interested in the Micro Gainz products. I mean, that's where I'd love to get more exposure over there because guys are interested. So you must know someone over in the UK.
As this company called GymPin.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So I was literally just thinking of GymPin because they just asked me. They did just ask me about carrying the microplates, the fractional.
Feel like a prophet.
So yeah, that is something we have talked about, but we haven't finalized or really started any major talks about that at this time.
I'm still gonna say breaking news: Micro Gainz in talks with GymPin to potentially make them a distributor. All right, let me get you out of here before you reveal some junk you're not supposed to.
Probably not. Yeah. Well, thank you.
All right,
thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it, man. All right, man. You have a good day.
Yeah.
All right, later. All right, so that was my guy, Mike Reed from Micro Gainz. Man, I've had such a good time today hanging out with you guys. Appreciate all of you guys who came on. I know some of you stayed up way too late because you're on the other side of the world. Some of you guys woke up way too early. I know some of you guys had to stop watching so you could go to work. And so I look forward to getting your comments in the replay section. Shout out to the replay gang as always. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. So next week, what we're going to have is my guy, Cody Lutz from Backyard Shreds is going to be with us. He's going to be the guest. He's going to be giving us some tips on how to get your shed gym ready for the winter time. And so you guys do not want to miss out on that. I'm not sure if he'll have that same expression on his face he has in the thumbnail, but I will do the best I can to make sure he looks just like that when he comes on. Anyway, so once again, thank you guys for being here. We'll get this last comment from Carlos. That again, happy anniversary, man. Thank you guys so much for everything, all the support. I seriously was nervous that first day, didn't know if it was going to work out, but man, you guys have made it worth it, and I cannot wait to do another year of this and even more years after that. So thank you again. Peace out.